what's up, everybody? It's Rick and Price, and you can see us both today.
What?
What is up, everybody? Welcome to a new Sunday stream, a different kind of Sunday stream. What are we doing, Price?
I don't know. Rick, you're looking really dark on my screen. Are you dark on their screen, or is that just on my
I'm a little
screen?
dark. You know what'll help? I don't want to...
Let there be light!
That'll help a little bit. I don't want to turn on my other lights because, ooh, that gives me like kind of a mysterious look.
Yeah, now you look
I'm
evil.
right... I do. I'm trying to find like the right amount of light. I'm just gonna be a little dark. If I turn on my lights and then plus the light coming through my window, it's too bright. So
The Rickavillion.
Be
He's a Rickavillion!
be a little mysterious for you guys today. There's something different about you, and I don't know what it is. It's my hair. As you can see, I've been trying to get my color right, and this isn't the color I'm going to go for, but I had to create a blank slate so that I can dye it a different color, and I don't know what that's going to be yet, but I decided this time to take my time, so I bleached it. I'm going to let the bleach do its thing for a couple days, and then I'm going to dye it. And by the way, we got a brand new subscriber just a second ago. It was YZL. Wait, okay.
Wise old owl. It's a wise old owl.
Wise old. Oh,
Mr.
wise owled owl. Yep, that's it.
So, Rick,
Yes.
definitely, I'm seeing this with other people as well. They're saying that they're getting the Skippy stream, and I am too when I'm looking at the stream. It's
Oh,
like
well, that's just great.
really, really low, bad frame rate.
My bitrate is garbage right now. Thanks, Comcast. Ooh.
So, try this real quick.
Yeah.
Try ending the screen share.
Oh.
I wonder if that's taking up a big part of it.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see. Let's see. How do I end that? Let me see. I'm going to go screen share, and I'm going to go stop sharing my screen. So what I was doing was I was sharing my screen with Price. Up, and then you guys. There we go.
Now you can see. Oh, yeah, I moved everything around.
Yep, there we go. Because I got to go.
Is it better
Boom.
now? Look at your OBS. I think it's better now.
There we go. Yep, there we go. What we were doing was I was sharing my screen with Price so that he could see me without a delay because my OBS is using my video. And it must have just been using too much bandwidth.
There's
but that
this
should
small
fix
issue. There's this small issue with Discord and OBS that OBS, if you have the window open or the video open in OBS, nothing else can use the video.
Yep.
And so like I can't look at Rick, and also you guys get to look at Rick. So it's this whole shebang. But that's
Thank
fine.
you,
I'll
Miss
just talk
Fluffy.
over you forever.
Yeah, there you go. Miss Fluffy, thank you for that 13-month resub. And Miranda Mythblood dropping 500 bits. BitBoss for now. Hello, Rick and Price and doggies. Okay, so now that we've gotten some of the technical difficulties out of the way, guys, let's explain what we're doing here. We want to try something new on Sundays. So it started a couple weeks ago when we were like, you know what, we're over PUBG. For various reasons, we're done with PUBG. And we experimented with some other games, some battle royales, but I think both of us have been wanting to try something new, a little pilot something. We have been BSing so much during streams. We said, why not just devote an entire stream to BSing, to talking with you guys, talking about the week in review. Merritt, thank you for those bits. Looks better already. Little late, but Twitch is being a butt with bits for me. That's fine. Thank you so much, Merritt.
Butts.
Merritt, you are always giving us so much love, and thank you, guys. Drop some bike shorts and some mod love for Merritt. So what I'm... Ooh, my goodness. And Convoluted,
Hello,
a
Convoluted.
6-month resub. Woo, 6 months. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
What I'm hoping that we can do with these Sunday streams is cultivate a sort of talk show sort of a thing. We don't know what that's going to look like yet. We just want to sort of let it evolve naturally. But we just want to, you know, talk about things that have been going on this week, things that are interesting us, things that are annoying us, talk movie talk video game talk.
Talk about Pringles baths.
Talk
like,
about Pringles baths. Yep. Talk about Good Shot Bad Dad, the Grunkleverse.
Grunkleverse. Oh, I just moved my camera. Sorry.
Yeah, you did. It's
Sorry
okay.
about
And talk with you guys too, because that's half the fun of streaming is just interacting with you guys. Of course, we will be. Oh my goodness!
Yo,
Fireball,
Fire
BS.
BS. What up? 500 bits. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. You guys aren't just gonna have to look at our faces like this all the dang old time. We're also going to be switching things up. We're gonna be This is what our other layout's going to look like. We're going to be sharing. We're going to play video games still, but we're going to be talking a little bit more than focusing on video games.
A little more casual focus on the video game.
A little more casual.
Focus on the combo.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, but this is the start of our Sunday talk show, basically. And we're excited to see where it takes us. So,
Okay.
with
So
that being
I
said,
just want to go ahead. I just want to go ahead. I want to start
let's
with
jump into it. Wait, but first, let us thank the only Teo. Hello, my dear friends. I miss you so much. 7-month resub, Teo.
I love you.
We have
I love
missed
you,
you too. Teo, out there in Nebraska, living the poet's dream.
Dude,
out there
my dad
in
lived
the
in Nebraska for a while.
cornfields of
It was
Nebraska.
awful. It was
Okay, yeah,
awful.
it is a little bit dark. I'm going to turn on one light. With
So-
one headlight. There we go. Oh, that's
So-
nice. That's way better.
I don't mean to immediately drop into the doldrums. Also, Merritt, thank you so much for those 100 bits.
You guys are
Rick,
never
what
gonna
color are you
allow
going
us.
for?
You guys are never gonna allow us to talk. What color
It's
are
okay.
we going for? I don't know yet. Mel said something light, maybe like pink. Maybe I don't know.
Sure.
She thinks I should do something light. You guys can chime in. Let me know what you guys think I should dye. Can't dye green though. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, you can't do green. I'm trying to think of like what would work really well. Let's see. I mean, you definitely don't go yellow. Yellow's a no. That's just always a no.
Yeah.
Don't go red, like
Nah.
bright red.
Nah.
That's a little much.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see a pinkish. You know, you could go for something kind of like Cagley has that's like just like very faint hints of color,
Mhm.
that like a blue or something like
Yeah.
that. It's just really barely there.
Yeah.
Some people are saying purple. You were kind of lilac-y.
I wanted purple. I wanted purple last time, but the thing is that it turned out way too dark, so it looked like my
Right.
natural color, and then you could sort of see purple in the light. I would love like a light purple. That would be good.
Because the other thing I would say is like almost like a teal or a cyan, something that's like really, because that's really bright and that's really
Yeah,
contrast.
that would be good too. That would be good too. We'll
A lot of
figure
people
it
say
out.
Bubblegum.
Bubblegum, yeah.
I don't think Rick's going to like a professional hair dye and getting like an ombre of any
Nope.
kind.
I'm going across the street to Fred Meyer. I'm picking up a box. I'm putting it on my head. That's what I'm gonna do. It costs $9. I'm not gonna pay more than that. So okay. Thank you guys so much for all the love that you guys have been giving us, but let's get into it, okay? You were gonna say something.
So, and maybe y'all in the comments can explain this to me. And I've been complaining to Rick about this for the past 2 days.
I
okay?
know exactly where this is going.
So, why the hell are people freaking out about this Fortnite rocket launch? What does it mean? Because as far as I can tell, they're freaking out over this as if it was a real life rocket launch into space. Because all I'm seeing is people like, this was the coolest thing I've ever seen in video game history. And I watched the videos, and all I saw was a rocket go up into the sky. And I'm going to tell you right now, I play a lot of video games where rocket goes up into the sky. That's usually not the part that's that exciting.
Okay,
Like,
I'm going to be real with you because you told me all about this the other day. I had not
Sure.
heard of it, okay? I'm
Sure.
going to go ahead and just
Google it. Yeah.
I'm going to Google it, and I'm going to try to pull up a video of this thing happening so I can see what the...
Someone please explain this to me. There's more than the rocket going up in the sky. All right, explain it to me, Slayer. Explain it to me. All right? Because, like, all I'm seeing is people talking about it like it's the greatest thing that they've ever seen. And none of them are saying that, like, oh, this is so important because X. It's just like, man, that was the coolest effect that I've ever seen in a video game. And I'm not going to lie. Fortnite's not going to win any graphics competitions. It's not going to win any, like, oh, the greatest things, whatever. It opens up a portal through space-time or some shiz. Okay, I've seen that in a video game before.
All right, well, I'm going to just look at... Here, I want to see what this thing is all about.
And again,
okay?
I don't mean to crap on people's parade. If you like it, I hope you're having fun with it.
No, of course.
I'm just confused. Confused.
He would just like to know. He would, yeah. Like, if you play Fortnite, why is this so incredible? Or maybe you don't think it's incredible, but maybe you think it's overhyped. I'm curious to know what it's indicating. Like, what are they planning for this?
I'll put it this way: a lot of the people that I follow on Twitch or on Twitter, I know that a lot of them they hype themselves up beyond actual hype because it's good for their brand, right? So you make them, oh, this was the coolest thing ever. Oh man, it's so great, and it's because that helps with your brand, right? And so I don't know if it's legit or not, but then I see normal people in the comments like, yeah, that was the coolest thing, and I'm like, what's so cool?
Okay. This is from This is a video from Polygon right here. All right, we're gonna watch it, courtesy of Polygon.
Will you link it in the chat so I can watch along at the same pace?
Absolutely, absolutely. Hold on here. Here we go. All right, buddy. You know what I need to do is, can I open up a second Discord window?
Because I don't know if you want to, man, because we're still having a laggy stream.
Well, that's the thing is I can't minimize your window.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, then don't worry about it. Don't worry.
Okay.
About it. I'll just watch the video through the thing.
Yeah, just watch the video through the thing. Okay, here we go, guys. This is from Polygon's YouTube. All right, we're gonna watch this rocket launch, and we're gonna see what the big deal is. Okay.
Okay, so Benny is saying, well, one thing about it was the rocket launch happened in all games across all platforms at the same time.
Okay.
It was a one-time event. So
it is a very large rocket.
Big rocket goes up.
I'll grant it that.
Into space.
Thank you so much.
Kinapudo! You missed last month because of your wedding, but you're back. Welcome back. Hope you had a wonderful
wedding. Congrats.
Hope you had a good
oh, look at this view. That's a kind of a cool view. Okay.
And Kraylin, subscribed for 7 months in a row. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's a cool looking rocket. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's neat. Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. Polygon, Epic had to have given them the inside track on this, right?
Oh, of course.
Because Polygon are in.
A lot of people knew.
Oh, did they? Did they?
Yeah,
okay.
There was like I think there was a countdown and coordinates that were given out. So it's almost like an ARG, but not quite.
Okay.
ARG,
Okay.
You know?
So it's gonna shatter the sky, apparently, right?
Yeah. And I've looked at the effect. It's a neat effect. I'm just saying that like. It's not the kind of thing, you know, I've seen things in plenty of video games that are cool looking, but they don't get this much attention. I just don't understand.
Man, it's taken a while. That rocket's way up there.
It's really
okay.
Really going up.
It's like a laser. Whoa.
Well, people are saying that it opened a portal in space-time or something.
Huh. Okay. Oh, here's that. Okay, this is the... Oh, and then something flew through it. Is that the same rocket flying through it? What is that now? Okay, it is... I think that's the same rocket. Okay. Huh. Is that it? That's... Wait, no, it's still going. Okay, this is...
So it's just looping around?
I've got to say, it's interesting. It's compelling. I want to... Oh, there it goes. And that... There it is.
And sure, and I'm sure it would be a cool thing to see in-game. It's weird that it only happened once. I get why they do that again. It's for viral marketing.
Yeah, totally. Is anything gonna happen with that though? Like, what's the scuttlebutt? If you said this is like an ARG, if this is like an ARG, is there like are there other clues leading to other things?
No. When I say it's like an ARG, what I mean is like, you know, treat it like something. This was a real life one-time event that occurred. I don't think that there's anything else. It'll probably lead to, let's see, people are saying it's a neat event, but because it affects the map and heralds changes in the game. So it's just, okay, so.
Dark Slayer said, I'm going to sue that rocket for damages to the sky. You should. We've been working so hard to fix the ozone layer, and then this rocket comes out of nowhere.
Let me put it this way. I think that, like, I saw so much stuff on this. I didn't see nearly as much stuff on the Thanos thing, which seems to me like a far more interesting thing.
Wait, is there what's the Thanos thing? Explain.
For a week in Fortnite, you could like kill Thanos or become Thanos, and he had like superpowers and all this kind of stuff, and it was like a crazy like game-changing, you know, it's like a Juggernaut mode in a battle royale.
That sounds like
really good cross-promotional marketing right around when Avengers came out, and really smart move on Fortnite's part to make them more relevant. Like that, to me, that's more interesting.
Well, it also sounds like a Battlefront type game now too, like where you can play as like Darth Vader. Kill Darth Vader.
I think they're going to be doing more events and stuff like that. Like it's so like ultimately, I guess my thing is like, I saw so much crazy excitement for this, and I just could not understand it. I see it's neat. So you're getting a new map or something, or maybe a new mode.
Here's what Fireball Fire BS said. It's like a map development storyline thing. So
that's cool, I guess. Yeah.
Well, I can appreciate that. What bothered me about hold on one second. Let me try to fix something right here. This is why we do these
sort of test versions of
streams. Test versions of streams. There we go. I'm just gonna bump you down. There we go. There was something in your frame that was bugging me. So what bothered me about Fortnite is that, because this is Fortnite Battle Royale, okay? Let's split hairs. I was really hyped for Fortnite. I've talked about this till the cows come home. And then when they sort of put the original Fortnite concept by the wayside and focused all their attention on Fortnite Battle Royale, I was like, oh, I'm disappointed because I was really into the lore of Fortnite. The multiplayer was a little bit lacking.
So,
it bummed me out.
For people who are confused by that, what is currently Fortnite Save the World was the original Fortnite.
Yes. Right. And what I was really hyped for was the multiplayer aspect of that, because it was 4-player. It was kind of like a Orcs Must Die tower defense sort of a thing, but the multiplayer was just sort of meh. After like 5 years of hype, it just was meh. The single player, though, was fun. The voice acting was great, the character models were amazing, and the story was compelling. So I was like, I'm so sad that that story element has been removed from this game that I was so hyped for. I'm excited that they are injecting that lore into the Battle Royale aspect of it. That's fun. That's
cool.
That almost makes me want to check it out a little bit more to see where this story's going, because I was just so disappointed that they spent all this time creating this world and then they just sort of abandoned it for another Battle Royale type game. So maybe you guys who played in chat can enlighten me and let me know, like, how is the lore in the game? Is there like a lot of lore being injected? Is there like character development?
I think that, as far as like a Battle Royale is concerned, it's got more than anything else, but I'm gonna assume it can't be much, right?
That's why I'm asking. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm curious because, yeah, I mean, like, what events? Obviously, they're doing this rocket launch event, right? And if it is going to be like a lore building thing, then maybe they are going to invest into actually doing things. And like when there's new maps, it's going to be linked to, like, there's going to be reasons why this map exists. Maybe like a World of Warcraft Cataclysm kind of event. Like the new map will be like a reshaped version of the existing map that's been destroyed or something.
So Amber's saying they've been doing this kind of stuff for a bit. This is how they do map changes and introduce new stuff mainly. So basically, like, it's almost like a patch with some feeling.
Okay. And
so that's
Minion,
cool. That's a neat way.
Minion X Dawes says no lore, just shoot and kill. The only character, Dark Slayer says the only character development is the superhero dudes, which were the theme for this season, and even that was sort of images and little screenshots. Okay, so it's not like deep lore. It's just sort of like
it's lore for people who want the lore. You can hunt down the lore, and then for everybody else, you don't need to know anything about it, I imagine.
Okay, well, yeah, that seems a little bit shallow for my liking, but at least they're trying to do something.
Well, I'll just go ahead and do this. Thank you all for your input, because like I said, I was just confused, and I was hunting for information on this, and I literally could not find anything anywhere. Everywhere I searched, being like, what is this rocket launch? What does this mean? Why are they doing this? All I could find were people getting excited about it.
Yeah. Well,
you gotta be able to explain what you love to other people so you can bring them into the fold. Otherwise, you're just gonna be confused.
I'm glad that we checked this out too, because I mean, it did seem cool. If I could see, like, if Fortnite was the game that I played, it was like it was my jam. I'm not playing anything else, and that happened. I mean, it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. I can kind of see why everybody's talking about it. All right, that's your thing. So, we can keep talking Fortnite talk, or we can move on to something else. What else has been going on this week?
I don't know enough about
I don't,
Fortnite
honestly.
really...
Well, okay, let's talk other Battle Royale stuff. First, I guess, let's talk about why we're not playing PUBG anymore. Talking Battle Royale stuff, yeah. Hold on 1 second, though, before we wrap it up. Ambervale does say, for instance, over the past months, there's been gradual changes to the map. Meteors land. They had magic space rocks. The meteors tore down stuff. The magic space rocks led to new equipment and started growing weird plants. Okay. I'm curious to see if that leads somewhere else, too.
It makes me think that they're treating the map like you treat a, like an MMO. Right, where like it's evolving, it's changing as the game goes through. So that's cool.
I hope that they put stuff in. Well, another aspect of Fortnite Save the World, is that what it's called? Is that what they're calling it now?
Yeah.
That I really liked was the husks. That character creation was awesome. Like these kind of zombie creatures that were wearing people suits, and it seems like they had to remove that from the Battle Royale version, right? Because it's sort of irrelevant to it. I don't know. Are there husk skins in the game, or are they just people skins? Can you actually play as the Husks?
I don't think you can. I mean, maybe there's skins. I don't know,
Yeah.
because there are skins in that game for sure.
I would like to see that back in the game, because that was another interesting aspect of the game. Okay, moving on from Fortnite talk, we're talking PUBG talk, a game that we played for months every Sunday, and now we're just sort of done with it. So I guess we can give you guys an explanation as to why we're done with it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, if you want to break down the event pass thing.
Yeah.
Right now.
So I haven't played with the event pass because, frankly, I'm not going to. But when they had the test server and they had the Sandhawk map, the new map, and everybody was really hyped on it, well, it turns out that they're locking that map behind the event pass, and then they're also changing the model of the loot crates that they've had, which everybody complained about. But now the loot crate system is tied to this event pass. If you guys are unaware of what the event pass is, you pay $20 a month every 28 days. The event is that length. And when you do that, there's added content to the game. There's challenges, and as you complete the challenges, you get certain rewards. Hey, thank you. Mel just brought me a big old thing of water. And you unlock skins, and you also unlock the map. But the thing is, you have to pay every 28 days. You have to. It's a membership fee, basically. And the rewards that you get are only going to be good for the length of the event pass, right?
That's what it sounds like, or like for a limited amount of time.
Right. Oh, the Sandhawk map is available to all? I thought that it was locked.
The map is available to everyone. The event pass is for these.
But
things.
The
missions.
The missions. Yes, I'm sorry.
So basically, here's the deal. Like, one of the things that gets you to want to play a game like PUBG, or, you know, other examples, Overwatch, or any kind of online game, any MOBA, Heroes of the Storm, etc. Oftentimes it's these missions where you'll have daily missions, weekly missions, whatever it is. You show up, you do those things, and you're slowly grinding toward unlocking stuff. It's the carrot on the stick that keeps you playing a game for more than 2 weeks or a month. It's what keeps you playing for a year or 2 years, is this incentive, right? We call it gamification. And the thing is what they're doing is they're basically saying you can play regular PUBG against all these other people, you know, mix and match, but you don't get any of the missions, you don't get any of the progression, you don't get any of these special unlocks, you don't get any of the new stuff made for the game if you don't pay for these event passes. And my main issue with that is that it's this paywall that will eventually, consume more and more and more of the content. And you're going to be more and more left in the dust as a regular player, to the point where, I imagine eventually you're going to find that there will be, empty maps and whatnot because, oh, you're playing vanilla PUBG, or, oh, you're playing event pass, stuff that you've unlocked from here, but not there. So you can only play with these people, not those people. And then, it just divides the group of people. But ultimately, I have a principled issue with this, and I think you agree with me on this one, Rick, is that I don't think that I should be paying a monthly fee for a game I paid a huge amount up front for when I wasn't told that that's the way that the game was supposed to work. I was told I paid for the game, so I should get the game. The end. You want to add more content to your game? Make a new game.
Yeah, it's... What... It doesn't.
You can't have both. You can't have both.
The concept of the event pass is it's not specific to PUBG. That's not what's bothering me. It's that PUBG seems to be looking for ways to force people to pay more and more money.
Yeah.
And they're not doing enough to fix their core gameplay. They take 2 steps or 1 step forward and 2 steps back a lot of the time.
Yeah, talk about the tick rate.
Like a lot of people were super hyped on the fact that they finally achieved like a 60 hertz tick rate, which was something that everybody had been wanting, basically because your computer has to communicate with the servers and the servers back to your computer. It needs to do it at a certain speed so that what you're seeing in the game is also what the other person that you're fighting against is also seeing, so that there's not lag, so that they're not seeing something that's happening 2 seconds ahead of time or behind, if that makes sense. It's the reason why when you fire at somebody and you're not hitting them even though you're firing right at them, it's because on their screen, you're actually firing, 2 steps to the left of them. It's bad communications between the computers and the servers.
It's essentially latency. It's lag.
It's latency, exactly.
When you improve the tick rate, you reduce lag as far as the server is concerned, so it can properly calculate hits and misses and whatnot.
Right.
And so without that, you're screwed. So
it's crucial to games like this.
There are a couple comments here. So French says, first, that pig says, at least with Fortnite Battle Pass, you can keep the objects forever, and if you save your V-Bucks, you can buy the next Battle Pass with the V-Bucks you gained from the game before. The temporary thing is a huge issue.
I'll actually talk about that in a few moments. But the tick rate thing... Yes?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh,
okay,
they look like they aren't going to change the base game, just add things on the side and have people pay to subscribe to them. Yes, we'll also talk about that. But
again, it's the temporary thing bugs me.
The temporary thing bugs me, but let's talk about the tick rate. So the 60 hertz tick rate, that was kind of like the bar that you should achieve. That's like what Fortnite has had, and it's what you kind of need in order to make sure that everybody is playing on an equal footing.
When you're a game this big that's made this much money, you are expected to be there.
About 3 weeks, a month ago, everybody was celebrating because PUBG had finally done that. They'd finally raised that tick rate to 60 hertz, and things were great, and everyone's like, yes, finally, and everybody was celebrating PUBG. And then a week later, things just reverted back to the crappy tick rates that they were before. They were unable to maintain that achievement. Until they can get consistency to their updates, until they can make sure that what you're paying for, you're actually getting, I think it's arrogant of them to start charging you for all these extra things like event passes. I totally understand why a game like Fortnite, and now we can talk about Fortnite. I totally understand why a game like Fortnite would have event passes. It's a free-to-play game.
Exactly. That's the huge thing. Convoluted said it as well in chat. Fortnite is a free game.
Exactly.
And therefore, they can have a pay-to-play model. They can have this, piecemeal model because they're allowing you to play the game for free, and then you can pick the components that you want to pay for, right?
Yeah.
That's the free-to-play model. And if you're going to have one or the other, that's fine.
Yeah.
If you're going to do both, you better earn it.
Exactly.
And I'm going to give you an example of a game that earns it. Overwatch.
Yeah, Overwatch.
Overwatch, I have had since launch, since beta, since alpha, maybe even. We played it way early. And that game's great. It's a solid game that they're constantly improving upon. They're constantly refining and changing and adjusting and keeping fresh with new content that everyone gets. And all of the side stuff, which is, essentially it's the loot boxes, right? All of that is built around the concept of you can earn it if you want to. It'll be slow, but you can earn it. Or you can pay to get a bunch of loot boxes. And once you pay for those loot boxes, you open them and it's random, right? I've spent tons of money on Overwatch for stuff that has no impact on gameplay, that has no impact or changes the way that I play the game. But I've spent tons of money on it because I really like the game. I don't even play the game that much anymore. But when new skins come out, I'm like, oh, I got to get more, because the childhood collector in me is like, I need all the toys. And so I want that stuff. But that game earned it from me. And the model is not well, you got to pay $20 a month and then play this many hours in this area to unlock this thing. But this skin's going to only be temporary. You only get to keep it for 60 days. And then it goes up into the ether, poof. And it's as if all of this time is gone. No thanks. I want to keep it forever.
So, yeah. I'm trying to...
No impact on gameplay. You have to look good when capturing that point price. It's true.
You do.
It's true.
I'm trying to pull up a mission guide from PUBG because, so, I mean, there are so many layers to why the PUBG thing pisses me off, and I don't want to give Bluehole my money or support them anymore. So there's the fact that they're charging you $30 and they're charging you an event pass for a game that is not even close to finish. Never mind the fact that they're calling it 1.0. There's also the missions involved in unlocking these things from the event passes are so insane. I'm trying to find... Somebody posted on Reddit this, like, impossible mission, basically. It's like you had to get X amount of kills. You had to revive your teammate X amount of times. You couldn't use any first aid kits. You had to do, like, 5, 6 things that were so close to impossible in order to unlock this mission. And then on top of that, not only did you have to do it one time, you had to do it 3 times.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Reach the top 3 without killing anyone in solos. So, reach the top 5 times. Various ways to kill the player. Let's see. Get a kill using melee weapon. All right, oh wow, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of missions.
Some of the missions are just so absurdly difficult.
Kill a player who's at least 300 meters away using an SR. Play 5 squad games where you survive for at least 30 minutes and kill at least 1 player. And these are just the mission 1. My goodness. Anyway, that's ridiculous.
Some of them are very achievable, but some of them are just like literally unachievable, and then you have to do them like 3 times. And then what you're rewarded with is a item that you will have for, I don't know, a couple days. And
that to me is the biggest infraction. I don't think a video game should ever have anything temporary. And maybe this for me is a difference of like philosophy or opinion when it comes to video games. But for me, I don't think that I should be forced to play a video game on the video game's time. I should play the video game on my time. Like, that's the whole point for me, is it's like, it's leisure, or it's engagement, or, it's, I want to, achieve something. I want to accomplish something. I shouldn't be forced to, oh, I unlocked this new little costume and I want to make sure all my friends get to see it. So I got to make sure to play every day for the next 30 days because it's as long as I get it, and then it's gone forever. Poof.
And Dark Slayer says another stupid thing is that the missions are badly phrased. Some of them are solo only, but they say nothing about having to be on solos. That's interesting. I mean, that's something, it doesn't surprise me, because seeing how Bluehole has been so bad about establishing like consistent updates and consistency with their updates, it doesn't surprise me that there wouldn't be consistency in the actual phrasing of the missions. And yeah, like I understand why people would be into that model. Like, play every day because I'll be rewarded. Like, if you're that kind of person who wants like that kind of challenge in the games that you play, then sure, this is the thing for you. But like Price said, and I'm in that same boat, I want to be able to relax. I don't want to have to worry about having to log in every single day in order to get my money's worth out of a game, So for that reason, yeah. I'm not playing PUBG anymore. If that's your cup of tea, then more power to you. Because I love the core gameplay of PUBG. I think that PUBG is the best model for
the tightest.
For a battle royale. If there were any other developer or any other publisher who could come in and give it the updates that it deserves, then it would be phenomenal. Because
once PUBG and COD's battle royals come out, I'll be shocked if PUBG can survive, because they'll just do the same thing better.
Yeah, because the reason why I don't really play Fortnite is because it's too arcadey, it's too cartoony. I like the realism aspect of PUBG, but I hate the way that they're raking people over the coals in order to get more money, and at the same time, they're not giving you your money's worth.
Right.
Alice Gold said, oh yeah, go ahead.
Hold on, because earlier some people were making comments. I just want to clarify something, because I do think this is a fair question. Because I said I didn't like the temporary thing, and then someone asked, well, what about Overwatch events? Because Overwatch events are temporary. And Darkslayer said, the events, temporarily available, like temporarily able to get the thing. Totally fair.
Yes.
The thing itself, once I've gotten it, should be mine.
And it is.
I earned it.
And
I keep it. I keep it forever. And so that's the thing about the Overwatch events. It's like, yeah, you're right. I haven't unlocked everything that's come along with Overwatch events for one reason or another. But the stuff that I did get during those events, I have kept. Right. So I have skins that I earned 2 years ago from some random, the first Halloween event or whatever, and I got to keep those.
And that makes sense, because any game, especially a game with like an Overwatch model, basically where Blizzard is going to create one game that's going to be their flagship game for the next 5, 6, 7 years. I mean, that's what they've always done, right? They've had World of Warcraft. It's been going for 15 years. They've had, this game's going to run for 10 years, and they have to find a way to increase the player base. So what they're going to do is create events in order to encourage people to come play, invite new people into the game because there's this event. But then once you unlock these things, you keep them. They're yours.
So, and to that effect, I will say this. The WoW example is a great one. And here's something, that many a times, we all get that itch and we jump back into WoW, right? Or whatever game we had that was like WoW that still exists. And the thing is Whenever I do jump back in, I always get really excited because I have a handful of mounts that were only available early on in WoW. There's like a 2-seater rocket that I have that was part of a friend request thing. There's 2 Kodos that I have that were discontinued because they changed the color palettes. But I got to keep those. And so they're in my mounts list. They're things that I can use that other people don't have access to, which is kind of cool for me, right? I pop back in and I'm like, man, you guys have all this cool new stuff that I haven't seen. You have a dragon that I didn't know existed. You have some crazy turtle thing. You have some giant whatever lizard monster. But I got this rocket and it's mine because I got it forever ago and I get to still ride around on it, right? So it's like this, there's something about that is endearing to the game for me. Yeah. Where with this, it would be like, oh, if I were to leave the game and come back 3 years later, and it was still around, I start from scratch again. Yeah. Why would that be fun?
Yeah, and you know, yeah, because
it's not like I'm visiting an old friend. It's like I'm getting to know someone who I thought I knew.
Yeah, and I mean, you raise a really good point. Like, we're not saying like we're against paying for in-game items or for games like marketing certain things towards people, like with exclusivity things attached to them. People in games, they want to feel unique, right? Like, it's boring when everybody has the same skin. I mean, when we play games, and I mean, we're a 4-player channel, obviously, and there aren't more than like 2 skins, we're like, well, this feels dumb. I don't like being the same skin as this guy. So you want that uniqueness and that originality in your game. You know, you want to be able to have that thing that nobody has or that very few people have. So more power to it when games do that, you know, but don't use that as like the carrot on the stick and then yank it away at the end of the month, you know?
Amber, I will say exactly. I am a video game hipster. I had this game before it was cool, and I've got the evidence to prove it.
Totally. Yeah, it's true. That's why you have them. I want to go back to, because Zeppy said that's how Sea of Thieves does it too, weekly events with unique cosmetics, and you keep them forever. Well, that's cool that Sea of Thieves is doing that. You know, I really wish Sea of Thieves luck. I want that game to succeed, but there are 2 things that they're going to need to do. They're going to need to really add more content to the game and more world building. I like going on the ships, but every time I find treasure and bring it back to one of the islands, and the islands, 1, they feel dead, and 2, like the NPCs that are there, there's like no real interaction with them. Like, everything is so scripted. It doesn't feel alive and unique. It just feels like a very empty world. It feels like it feels like you went to a theme park and there were animatronics set up behind the shops, you know? They're like, oh, hello, consumer. You have treasure chest. Thank you. They're like not real NPCs.
Welcome to the Circus of Value.
Yeah, so I would like to see more of that in the game. And then, 2, I would like to see them release it on Steam or another platform where you don't have to buy it through the Windows Store.
The Windows Store. And that's the biggest thing about about Sea of Thieves. That is our issue. And I think a lot of people just don't understand that component of it. Is like, it's very simple. Forcing us, people who we work on our computers all day long, every day, forcing us to activate all the Windows updates and the firewall and all that kind of stuff. It's like, look. Windows, I know you mean well. We know better.
They don't mean well.
We got an IT guy. We know he knows what's good and not good for our computers. And he's like, hey, this is so dumb. This is the dumbest thing. And proof positive, you and Jazzy both had major issues happen to y'all's computers after we had to activate the Windows update that caused tons of our hours to be lost, tons of frustration on y'all's part. Like, updates, just horrible.
The updates often conflict with programs that we're running. They don't, they're not compatible, and so it breaks things. So Windows updates are less of a convenience and more of like a Trojan that they are forcing you to install on your computer all the time. It really sucks. And so you as a consumer should be able to have the choice of, hey, I want this update or I don't want this update. But Windows is really sneaky by saying, no, you have to turn on updates if you want to play on our Windows Store. You have to. Okay, so that means that if you want to play Sea of Thieves, every month you have to take our shitty update, and it's going to break the compatibility with the programs that you use in your career. We can't do that. You can't do that. It makes sense with a lot of people who don't do what we do, who don't rely on all these different like Adobe programs or like different apps and stuff that we need in order to get the jobs done that we do. But once you have a bunch of programs that rely on this this like what's the word I'm looking for, like this
operating system or
operating system, but like this
infrastructure,
this delicate infrastructure that you've built on your computer to sustain like the coexistence of all your programs, then just like the slightest update can come in and just be like, it's all broken, and now you're gonna spend 10 hours fixing everything.
It's like when they go into the computers in Tron, they make it look like this beautiful, magnificent city that's built on just this firm base, everything like that. It's like, no. If you went inside of my computer, all right, like in Tron, it would be held together with like Band-Aids and duct tape.
I would like to imagine
just, like little pieces of like just sticks going off every way. You ever seen World of Goo? You ever play World of Goo? The inside of my computer is just like that, just goo towers falling over.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up a picture because this is what it would be. Let me see if I can find a picture here. Yeah,
Ambervale, eat your updates. It's good for you. Exactly. It's just, yeah, it's frustrating that we're prevented from playing a game that we would like to play and we would like to enjoy, but we just can't, like for just practical, physical, pragmatic reasons. Also, Enna showed up. I don't know if we said hi to Enna, but hi, Enna.
Hi, Enna. Okay. This is the true. This is what your computer looks like inside. It's not Tron. It's Idiocracy. This is how your computer is held together. Okay, and once you update Windows, well, guess what? This right here, they could just break that, and that building's coming down.
Yeah, it's gone.
It's
gone.
Yep. Thanks for nothing, Windows. But what else are you gonna do? Run Linux? No, that's not gonna happen. Totally. That's not gonna happen.
Let's see. I'm just reading this comment from. No, sure, Zeppy. Yeah, I'm sure. Like, I'm sure there's content being made that doesn't do anything about our current issues or frustrations, though.
What are you talking about? Content?
Never will.
Content for.
Yeah, so they have three. They have 3 different teams, and they're getting a 4th one. They've been doing content launch. So. You know, it's not enough.
Thank you to that was hi 273849 for that 4-month resub.
4 months.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah. I genuinely wish Sea of Thieves the best of luck. I want a great pirate game like that. It was fun when we played it in beta, but then in beta we were just wanting more content from it, and there just isn't enough content. What I would like to see are bigger servers with more pirates, because oftentimes you'll be on the sea, and maybe they fix this, maybe they have, but we won't know until they put it on a different platform other than the Windows Store. You would sell for hours before you would see another ship.
Shout out to Isaac of Gaming on Caffeine for that auto host. Up to 245 viewers. My goodness.
Thank you, Isaac.
My goodness. Hello, all of y'all.
Thank you.
We're doing something a little bit different today. We're doing kind of a talk show format rather than just straight up playing games. We're currently talking about our frustrations with Sea of Thieves and the use of the Windows 10 store. Yeah. Also, hello. How's it going?
Yeah, you know, this is kind of good because it's a platform for us, at least for today, for all of you guys, the 123 of you guys joining us, to understand why we don't play games. So when you guys tweet at us or when you guys comment in the chat and say, like, why don't you play this game? We're laying it all out on the table. This is why.
Or it says, my brother-in-law uses Linux because he's a programmer, but it means he can't play so many games. Yeah, you gotta emulate.
Exactly.
You gotta virtualize, as they say.
And you need to be a programmer, I think. Like, you need to know how to make things run on Linux.
So sure exactly. But for us, it's like, again, for practical reasons, we're forced to use Windows because that's what games come out on. But like, we constantly are finding just like the right version of Windows with the right update and saying, okay, stop all updates here, halt in this position, and don't make me ever update.
I don't know how another company has not come along yet and like really been a challenger to like Mac and Windows. I don't understand it.
I mean, I have a feeling that like there's not. I'm sure that there's probably some open source OSs out there that are really good. The problem is just that like when it comes to
there's the Linux,
you know. Right. But when it comes to developing a game, you know, you just have to think about the amount of time that goes into, because I'm sure just doing a Mac port alone is a difficult process.
Oh, yeah.
And so, you know, to do multiple OSs, it's like doing it for multiple consoles. I just imagine that like just no developer wants to do that. Now,
well, French,
if an OS developer could find a way to just access it essentially like Windows, then we're good.
well, French, you actually raised a good point. You said, I believe Google tried, and Google did try. And if anybody could, I believe it would be Google, for sure. We just need, and even if there was a third option, like a third viable option, I would still use Windows, but we need a third viable option in order to keep Windows in check, you know? To keep Windows from resting on their laurels and thinking like, well, what are you going to do? Go use another operating system? It's like, well, yeah, I want the choice.
So by the way, this makes me, because I had to reset my tablet, the one that I just got replaced, which is a Microsoft Surface. And it's so funny. Every time on a Windows 10 device that you try and install Chrome, you get like so many little messages from Windows. Like, did you know that Windows Edge is the fastest, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Are you sure that you want to install Chrome? It's not the safest. Windows Edge is the safest. It's like all these little boxes. I'm like, these are lies.
Yeah.
You are lying to people, trying to scare them into thinking that Chrome is bad for them. And it's like, so Windows has this like internally built, like, no, we'll take care of you, guy. Don't worry, guy. We got you.
All you got to do is open a Chrome or a Firefox window.
Just compare it
and then open an Edge and do identical searches. And you will see that Google will return more reliable search results than Edge every single time. Every single time. Their search engine sucks.
And Cheese Fighter says Chrome is horrible. Firefox all the way. Firefox has gotten a lot better. There was 2-3 years ago, Chrome was clearly top of the charts. Firefox was just slow. Now Firefox, I would say, is comparable. I think you can use either of them just fine.
I use both for different reasons.
Yeah, I like Chrome because it's already got all my stuff built in. I've got all my like plugins and everything that I like. But with Firefox, there are certain things, that I do on Firefox just because it works better.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. But I think that we can all agree that nobody uses Edge, right? Nobody. It's like you may as well just go back and use Ask Jeeves.
You know who uses Edge? Grandmas. And I don't mean to like insult grandmas. I'm just saying you're like, look, it came with the computer.
I'm gonna insult grandmas. I'm gonna insult your grandma.
Can we get an OS called Grandma's? Grandma's OS?
Grandma's OS. It just like when you search it just returns like one result, and it's the exact thing that they were looking for, you know?
It's always a cookbook. It's just always a page on like how to do a recipe for some kind of casserole.
What's happening in the world? Scary things. Okay.
KO says, my grandma uses AOL.
Oh my God. I'm almost certain that my mother-in-law still uses AOL. For the longest time, like when she had, like she didn't understand what an ISP was, right? So like even when she had cable through, you know, in Las Vegas it was Cox, but essentially like Comcast. She would pay for an AOL subscription. Because she was so used to, during dial-up, that's how you did it, right?
Right, that's how you interneted.
And it took so long, like, and so many times explaining to her, like, Susan, you don't have to pay for AOL. You shouldn't be using AOL. It's already being paid for. It's already there for you, you know? But this is also the same lady. I mean, and I love my mother-in-law. She's great. But she's just not tech-savvy. The first time I ever met her, I think I got on her good side because... we went to her apartment for dinner, and she's like, I'm so sorry, my TV's broken, or else I'd say you guys can sit down and watch TV. And I was like, oh, what's wrong with it? Oh, it's not coming on. I'm not getting a picture. And I'm like, okay. And I sat down, and I just changed it to channel 3, and I was like, it was on the wrong channel. Because it was back in the day when you had to have it set to channel 3 for your cable box. Oh, and also, I didn't see this happen, but Melanie just told me that when she first got a CD player, she tried to flip the disc over like a record to play both sides.
That's cute.
It is cute. It is cute.
So this reminds me of a story. I went down to LA and met Sarah's grandfather. I'd met him before, but he had a new girlfriend, and I met her. And this is the I think a constant for anyone roughly our age dealing with parents or grandparents. If you're in the presence of someone who is above, we'll say the age of 55, you're going to be asked tech questions, and you are going to be asked to perform tech support just by virtue of your age. And so I'm not like a particularly tech savvy person. I just know basic tech stuff, but I walk in, I meet them, we get a question. I'm like, oh, my cell phone's not working well. And I got this thing from the store and I just don't know how to install it. And like, I'm basically there in like this position where I'm like, well, you can't say no to your wife's grandfather's girlfriend. You just can't do that. So I was then forced to, for the next like 2 hours when I'm supposed to be spending time with my family and whatnot, I was forced to like install this device, which I knew was garbage, in order to help boost your Wi-Fi. When I was trying to explain to them earlier, I'm like, just connect to the Wi-Fi and you'll be fine. No. It creates a signal booster from the Wi-Fi for all cell devices in the home. I'm like, just connect to the Wi-Fi.
I got a pop-up that said that my internet's slow and that I need to install this app to boost the Wi-Fi signal.
Exactly.
Why would they lie to me?
I install this thing for them, and like the whole time I'm doing it, I'm noticing like they have just like this horrible rat's nest of cords and everything like that. I'm like, you have been taken advantage of by so many people who have told you that you need to buy X, do Y, all this kind of stuff, when it's all so simple. I feel bad for them, and at the same time, I'm like, I try to explain and you don't listen, so I don't know how to help. I guess I'll just install the thing.
Merritt said, I'm 22 and the most asked question at my job so far is, how do you set up the Wi-Fi? Is there Wi-Fi here? And can you just set up the Wi-Fi on my phone, please?
I just don't understand how at this point, like that's just, let's put it this way. My entire life, I've been the tech guy, or like just, my brothers and I have, to where, it's like, when we would get VCRs or consoles or any new tech device in the home that, my dad would buy or my mom would buy, it's always like, how do you install this? How do you set this up? Like when I was like 6, I learned how to install coaxial cables onto the back of the TV in order to hook up the Super Nintendo and all this kind of stuff, because it was like, it wasn't going to get done otherwise. But then I've been showing this to my parents. Every time I do it, I'm like, come over here. Let me show you how to do this so you can do it next time. I'll show it every time. Here's how you do it. Here's how you plug it in. Here's what you do. Follow the steps. They give you instructions. Follow the steps. Without fail. Every time I go to my parents' house, it's like, hey, could you set this thing up?
You know what?
One last thing.
Yeah.
My dad got this fancy, like, landline phone of the future that was supposed to help not only be like a really good landline phone, but also it was like the remote. It was like it combined all these different tasks around the house into one object. It was like, this is going to make my life so easy. He didn't set it up for an entire year because he didn't know how to. And for one reason or another, none of us had time to sit down and explain it to him. So it just sat in a box around for forever. Just read the instructions, people.
Well, yeah, Melanie, she's a couple years younger than I am, but not tech savvy at all. And she suffers from the same thing where it's just like, she could just, like, nothing bad is going to come from hooking it up wrong. You know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna blow up your TV. You're not gonna destroy the thing. It's not like, unless like by some strange event you like try to plug like the AV cable into like the power outlet. Yeah, that's probably gonna do it. But I've always been the type of person who's just like, okay, I'm going to mess with this thing until I figure it out, because no harm is going to come of me failing several times before I get it right. It's like, just go ahead and let yourself fail in order to figure out how to do it right. Like I've been that way with a lot of things. Like I have a broken TV. I'm like, well, the TV is broken. I'm going to try to figure out how to fix it because I can't break it more. Well, I guess I could, but it's like, it's already broken. And the worst that could happen is that if I fail, it's still broken. Right.
Here's a great thing. So a body pillow of a pillow says, well, I guess my mom is special because she knows tech better than me and my family combined. Here's the thing about my mom. This is what blows my mind. My mom is, she's not like a traditional mom in terms of like, she doesn't like bake or cook or any of that kind of stuff. This is what moms do. She's like more of like a gearhead. Like she's like a handy person. She'll fix things.
Nice.
Right. And that's what blows my mind is that when it comes to tech, it's like as if this is like some magical, mystical other realm. And I'm like, you'll if something's not working, you'll break it open and figure out how to make it work again. And yet when it comes to like the tech side of stuff, it's just like, Pressy, I don't know what to do. Pressy, how do I do this?
No,
I just don't get it. Price's mom is stored here. I'm Brigitte and my mom is Torbjorn. All right, I'll take it.
Speaking of Torbjorn, so even though we're doing talk show stuff, do you have Overwatch installed?
Yeah.
Do you want to play Overwatch?
Sure.
There's nothing stopping us from playing video games. We can play video games and also do this. So what I'm gonna do is, let me just ask you a question real quick. If I were to,
I have to download update real quick.
if I put a window over the, like you can see my window, right? Oh yeah, you can't. That's right. You're not seeing my window anymore.
No, you're
That's
done
right.
with the.
Oh yeah,
so
good.
It's all good.
Well then I don't have to worry about covering anything up for you.
You don't. It's gonna take me a bit to get the update installed.
That's fine. Go ahead and we'll just keep talking. I want to go back. I'm sorry, I forgot who asked the question, but you asked a very important question. Have we signed up for the beta for Satisfactory? Right. I can't remember if we did, but I'm pretty sure that all of us instantly went there during the E3 presentation and immediately, at least I did. So,
I did not sign up for the alpha. I could.
Yeah.
My thing is I usually don't like signing up for alphas because usually when it's an alpha, you can't record it. And I like to get my first reaction to a game for y'all.
That's a good point.
You know
That's a good point.
So it's like if I'm coming through a second time, I just don't have the same fire or excitement as I usually do because it's like genuinely, if you see me playing a game for the first time and my eyes are lighting up and I'm like making all those like high-pitched squealing noises that I tend to do, that's legit. That's just how I am as a person. I'm just like a weird little
I'll be real.
hamster like
Price don't fake nothing. Price ain't a faker.
I don't fake
right?
nothing. I'm a terrible actress.
This guy's the real deal.
Yeah.
Not to throw shade at other people who kind of ham it up a little bit, maybe. Other YouTubers and streamers, you know who you are. You're hamming it up.
All right, so Amber says Price squealing is what I tune in for, and then Ben says, but Price, you're always making those noises, but it's not as much. All right, first episodes are always the most exciting for me.
It's true. That's the what's like the tight razor's edge that we walk in doing what we do. People, they want us to know what we're doing with every game that we play, but they also want to see us react genuinely to a game. So it's like most of the games that we're playing for the first time. We all have our staple games that we play over and over and over again, and we're good at that. But particularly on our 4-player channel, most of the games that we play, it's like we're playing this for the first time or the second time or the third time, or we've only put like an hour of time into the game. We don't know what we're doing. But we'll inevitably get comments from people saying like, you guys suck at this game, or if we are good at the game, they'll be like, well, this isn't fun to play. You guys aren't fun to watch. It's like, okay, well, which do you want? Guess what? We decided you're going to see us suck at video games. That's what we decided.
Pretty much.
Yep.
That's what we do.
Yep. I just tested Edge to Chrome and it stopped responding. Is that for real? It wouldn't surprise me at all. And Alice Gold asked, any of you planning to play the Awesome Adventures Captain Spirit? Here's what I'm going to say about the Awesome Adventures Captain Spirit.
I think Jazzy was wanting to, but, and then I guess you're probably going to mention the music, yeah?
I wasn't, but that's true. Okay. What I'm going to say is...
I'll just say that then. The music allegedly has some issues. Like, even in the demo that's available, allegedly has some issues with copyright strikes on Twitch and whatnot.
Because that's how Life is Strange was too.
As well.
I'm conflicted when it comes to especially a short narrative game like that, where it's 2 hours long and it's a linear story. There are games like Detroit Become Human where you can make different decisions and there will be different outcomes. But so like watching a streamer play that, you can still go and play the game and have a different experience. With a game like Life is Strange, or what is it, Captain Adventure? Or Captain Spirit, the Awesome Adventure Captain Spirit. You're going to watch a streamer play it, and then you're not going to play it. I think that there is an argument to be made, and some developers have argued, we're not selling as many copies because people are just watching a streamer play it. I want to encourage people to, if you like these games, pick them up, experience it for yourself, and then watch your favorite streamer play it. I don't feel comfortable with the thought that there is the chance that people are just going to watch me play it and they're not going to support the game themselves by buying it. You know, we need to make sure that we're supporting the developers that we like to make sure that they can continue to make the content that we like.
Yeah, and so I'll say this, like I personally, I'm totally cool with playing those games, Telltale games, all that kind of stuff. I think it's fine, you know, each their own. But I do agree. I think that you make a compelling argument, and I'm gonna be straightforward with y'all. There are several games like that I have exclusively watched and not played myself. But I will say this, I wasn't planning on necessarily buying or playing them. And it more was one of those things where it's like, I'm just curious what this game's about. I would like to see what it's about. So like an example, I think that's kind of like on the edge would be like Detroit Become Human.
Yeah.
Because that's a very popular one to stream right now. It's a very popular one that people we're constantly getting requests to play it. But that is a much longer experience. So like you say, the length there does matter, because if it's just a 2-hour game, you can literally experience probably the whole thing in 2 or 3 playthroughs, 6 hours total, and see every single outcome.
Exactly.
Whereas like Detroit Become Human, it's going to take you 60 hours to do that.
Right, and there are divergent storylines too, you know? Like with a game like, God, I keep forgetting what it's called, The Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit, it's pretty much one track. It's 2 hours long, and you're going to just see the story play out. I mean, I played the game Firewatch on my solo channel, you know, which is a similar game to that. And so I'm kind of being a hypocrite here, but I guess I've grown to sort of, this belief has grown with me over time.
Sure.
You know?
Sure.
And I totally understand that not everybody can buy the game. Not everybody is afforded the luxury of having expendable income to buy every single game that comes out. And so totally, I'm not saying don't watch your favorite streamer do it, but if you have the means to support these developers, then I encourage you to do that. Don't just go watch your favorite Twitch streamer play the games that you know, could also play and experience. You know, if you have the $20 to throw down, throw down $20. Support your indie developers.
So Enna says, wait, are we talking about watching streamers play a game and then not playing it yourself / replayability? Because I got words. And Enna currently working on a game that likely would fall somewhere roughly into the category of game that we're talking about, because it's a visual novel,
yeah,
which has, you know, diverging storylines but still relatively linear. I would be intrigued to hear your words, Enna. I would be intrigued to hear your words.
Yeah, hit us up, because Enna has unique insight to this. So I'm really I want to hear Enna's response, because she's got words. Enna always has words, though, but I want to hear these words.
That's true. So I'm going to quickly grab some more coffee, and I'm in Overwatch.
Cool. I'll get in just a moment. Let's see. As a matter of fact, I'll do that now. Let's just launch up Overwatch. Overwatch, where are you? I've been getting back into Overwatch lately, y'all. Like the new Do? It's blonde right now because I needed to make a blank canvas to make a new color. I think the only really expensive game I bought because of streamers was Jurassic World Evolution because of you price, but my computer's busted right now. Oh, yeah, and of course I want to make it clear. I mean, we stream for a living. I wouldn't be able to do what we do unless you guys watch people play the games that you love, you know. I'm talking about a very specific situation where essentially streamers are playing a movie. It's a movie type experience where there's a linear story with a single outcome. And in the case of The Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit, it's a 2-hour long experience. So essentially what you're doing is you're watching a movie play out, an interactive movie with the streamer. So that's a very specific circumstance that I'm talking about. Obviously, you can watch Price play Jurassic World Evolution, and the experience that he's going to have is going to be completely different from the experience that you're going to have. And in that way, it's awesome to watch streamers because you're finding out about games that you wouldn't otherwise know about. You're seeing the gameplay, you're seeing the way that it plays, you're being informed as to whether you should pick up the game or not, you know? So obviously, this is a very specific situation where I'm saying I just don't feel comfortable playing these kind of games.
And I asked if we want to get her in here to speak her words.
Yeah. Okay. Here's the thing. I need to figure out a way.
We're not just in a chat. So
we're in a call. We're not just in a chat. I should though be able to get you in because I think that I can just maximize your window and not hers. Okay.
So Price, when are your bones gonna stop being broken? Do I have to stick some super glue on you? Hey, dude, if you can just right inside there and just cover it in super glue.
Are you gonna play Overwatch with us, Enna? Let's get you into the call first real quick, okay? All right, guys, things are going to get broken here for a second.
Merritt says she can join voice only.
Oh, can't you?
That wouldn't break anything.
Okay, great. Well, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to turn off your picture just for now. And let's see. That's going to be...
Okay.
Let's see. I think it's going to be this one. No, it's going to be...
Anna, we'll send you an invite to the call.
Yes. Oh, you know what it is? It's that I have to...
I don't think you can have video lobbies, can you? Or, like,
There we go. I'm just gonna turn you off for a second.
Okay.
Smithers, you really know how to turn me off.
Don't call me Smithers.
Okay, there we go. So now let's see.
Oh, you can. It says French. That's cool.
Okay, so now I just gotta figure out how to get Anna up in here. I gotta find Anna.
Let's see. I could probably add.
I so seldom use the search functions on Discord, so I'm like, how do? I guess I could just find you and then click on you, probably.
You're not friends? Hold on. I don't think we're friends, Anna. We gotta be friends so I can invite you.
Oh, we will be friends. Oh, we will be.
Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Send you a friend invite so we can be friends. That's my new song.
Let's see. I'm going to start voice call. Okay. I'm calling Anna right now. Hey, can you hear me? Anna, can you hear me? I cannot hear you.
Yes, I can.
There she is.
You
okay.
cannot hear me.
I can hear
Oh,
you.
good.
I can hear you. I can hear you. Now let me go back to Price and make sure that I'm still on a call with him. Price, are you there?
Price.
Price is, let's see.
Price, where are you?
I don't think Price is there anymore. Hold on. Calling him again.
Hello.
Hello. Okay.
You left the call.
I did. I'm trying to figure out how to add Anna to the call. Oh, add friends. DM. Okay. Let's see. Type.
Up at the top right, add friends to DM, yeah.
Where is...
Go back to the call with Anna and add me to that one because I'm your friend.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Good call. Sorry, guys. This is why this is a pilot episode of the new talk show concept that we're doing. Okay. Hey, sorry I dropped you like a jerk.
Okay.
Okay.
It happened.
Now I'm going to add Price. Let's see.
Do it.
Add
Don't
friends.
add me, bro.
Let's see. Good God. Call.
You make this so difficult.
God damn it. No! I'm so sorry, everybody. This is... Okay, I'm trying. There's this add friends to DM. I don't want to add him to the DM. I want to add him to the call.
Have we tried adding him just to the DM?
I'm gonna try. Send. You need to be friends with Peachy Anna to start a group DM. What? Okay, well then let's just be friends.
Are we not friends?
Apparently not.
Rick, I thought we were friends. The other day, I accept.
Okay, good.
I was trying to message Jazz, and I was like, why can't I message her? And I was like, oh, because I haven't actually befriended.
Okay, there we go. And now I've got Price in here.
Hello.
Okay, Price. And now,
I am just going to go ahead and say.
Are we all here?
Yes.
We're all here now. Anna, we're not friends either, all right? And I sent you a friend request, so.
Wow.
What?
We're not friends.
Wow,
Oh,
rude.
this is awkward. This is very awkward. Oh gosh, I should. Oh, look, I don't know how to Discord. I see. I'm a grandma. I'm one of those. How do I tech? Hey, I need you guys to come over and help me fix my internet, please.
Okay, Price.
I'm not your mom.
Your camera's on. Fantastic.
Your mom.
And
You're my mom.
Okay.
Oh,
So
boy.
now I just do the little readjusting thing real quick.
Confrontational voice chat. It had to happen, Darkslayer. It's the only way we can move forward.
Yeah.
But now we can get Enna's expert opinion on this because it is coming from a different position than ours.
Let me know when I can just start talking because I'm ready.
Yeah. Everybody, once Rick gets this fixed, I think so that what you're gonna put my camera there, and then you and I are just gonna sit here and stare as Enna lays down the law.
No, we're gonna play some Overwatch. Anna, you have Overwatch installed?
I don't play Overwatch. I'm really bad at it.
Okay, well then you are just gonna have to talk with us while we play Overwatch.
Deal with it. You guys, that's fine. I'm very, very bad at Overwatch.
I played some rounds last night. It was fun.
So for those people who don't know, Enna is actual game dev. Actual game dev in chat.
Yeah.
And
Actual game dev.
the actual game dev.
She's a writer for a game called Arcade Spirits that's being developed right now, and it's incredible. And I'm sure that one of our awesome mods will share a link. Hey, look at that. Things are back to normal for the most part.
Okay.
Okay.
Go in. I'm in game. Add me whenever. Enna, as far as I'm concerned, the floor is yours.
Yeah, tell us what you think about this.
There's this negative stigma, like what you guys were saying, of like, oh, if you stream the game, no one's gonna buy it because they're just gonna watch streamers play. But that is completely and utterly couldn't be more wrong. The amount of people that won't buy your game is significantly outnumbered by the amount of people that will see their favorite streamer or someone that they like playing the game and will then go pick it up for themselves.
Now,
Fair.
And that's just research.
Okay, does that apply for games that even will be, like, won't be replayable? Like, where replayability is pretty much not existent?
Yes. I mean, obviously, it depends on the certain game, but
Sure.
at least in my personal experience, if I see a game that is interesting to me and I was on the fence about it, and then I see, like, you guys play it myself, and I'm like, all right, well, this is a narrative game. I don't want to be spoiled, so I'll stop watching and go buy it. But
Well,
I don't
I'm very
think
glad to hear that.
the amount of, sure, there's going to be people that are just going to be like, yeah, I'm going to watch you guys play Firewatch, and I'm not going to pay the devs to experience it because I experienced it through other people's eyes. But the amount of hype that you're going to get is, like I said, it's going to outweigh that.
Rick, my cameras need.
I know. I'm fixing it right now. I'm fixing it right now.
The world.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I can see that. I think I agree because like there's a certain component like the example that you gave of seeing your favorite streamer play a game like this. I think that's important because a lot of what streaming and whatnot is about you cultivate a community and you cultivate these personalities, and people are attracted to that. And then if they see, like you say, a game that's narratively driven that they want to play, they'll go buy it and not spoil it for themselves because they want to experience it first.
A lot about marketing nowadays as well is, yeah, like getting an article on Kotaku or Polygon is super awesome. But like if someone like Jesse Cox or, big names like Stump Gamers are streaming your game, like that is way more influential than an article on Kotaku anymore. A lot of people are going to see it, but to have that experience of watching somebody that you admire or someone that you're friends with play this game, like there have been so many games that I have not even known existed until you guys have played it, and that's really opened my eyes just to like games like Slay the Spire and Hammerwatch like was another one I never even heard of, but downloaded it because you guys were playing it. So of YouTube and Twitch and streaming and Mixer and all these other streaming ones are so influential in publishing and marketing and just how we obtain information and learn about video games.
Yeah, and I guess that totally makes sense. I'm so glad to have you here talking about this because you have a very unique insight, obviously. I mean, like you've done the research, I'm sure. I mean, because it's pertinent to what you're doing. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense when you are saving money on advertising, right? You're not buying commercial slots. You're not buying advertising slots and stuff. And you're also gaining like marketing research on top of that because you're getting like real-time feedback on games through like the chat and stuff. It's like this this symbiotic relationship that's existing between like content creators and streamers and like developers and publishers, So yeah, that does make a lot of sense actually to think about it.
much rather have a million people stream my game because that's just going to benefit me in the long run.
Well, there you go, guys.
I think narrative games. Stream all those narrative games.
And you know what? I think you make another good point that I think if we want to look at evidence, right? I would argue that we're in a time where visual novels are gaining more and more respect as a gaming medium. I mean, like 5-6 years ago, I had friends who play visual novels, and then people would argue that's not even a game, right? And part of that could be because streamers are playing them and people are seeing like, oh, this is a lot of fun. I can enjoy a game like this, you know? And so maybe it's broadening people's horizons because streamers are always looking for new, different, interesting games and styles to play out.
I thought this guy's name was Buttlord, but his name's Butterlord, which is still great.
It's not as good as Buttlord, though.
No, definitely not.
Buttlord was taken.
Yeah, that's true.
Next time, though. Next time. Yeah. But yeah, those are the words that I had to say. That's about it.
Cool. No, I mean that's great to hear because I do always worry that devs will be frustrated with people.
Totally. I have anxiety. I'm always very anxious as to like, oh shoot, devs are gonna be mad at me because I'm playing their game and I'm stealing, basically food out of their mouths. And but it gives me comfort to hear you say that.
Totally.
That was diva violence.
I feel,
get down from there.
I feel like not everyone is perfect, right? There are going to be developers out there that still think that way of like, oh, don't stream my game because then it's going to spoil it and people aren't going to... But that's just such an archaic thought.
But you're always going to have conflicting opinions, So what I would like to do is find out like what the majority opinion is, obviously, because that's going to be the most relevant to me.
Absolutely.
I think out of everybody I've talked to in the industry, I feel like the majority is, yes, you want streamers to play your game. You want YouTubers to play your game. More people involved in the community and the game itself.
The more better, yeah.
Yeah, totally.
That's it.
Sorry, now we're playing video games. Okay. Oh, God.
Yeah, but we're playing cash video games, We're still gonna be talking nonsense.
I don't know if you know this, I'm only a pro game streamer. I'm a pro game streamer.
Oh, really? You just got to focus up, huh? I'm so good. I don't even need to focus up. I just need to.
Well, yeah, Anna, you're welcome to stick around and chat with us about other stuff if you want to.
Definitely.
Or if that's all you wanted to talk about, then you're also free to go.
I do want to mention that Denmark and Croatia are going into penalty kicks right now.
Are they? That's the second penalty kick match of the day.
I know with all these penalty kicks.
Ugh. Dude, I cannot wait to see how this entire cup shakes out, man. It's so crazy.
I hijacked your chat to talk about World Cup. I apologize. Sorry.
No, it's totally cool with me.
Yeah, I was not happy. Every time I've ever watched a penalty shootout,
I know that you must have been very upset about Germany.
Yeah, I cried a little bit, and I'm really upset that all my teams are not doing well. I really wanted Spain to win, but they didn't.
I just wanted Iceland to advance past the group stage. You know what, though? But this is just making my prediction of a France win look better and better.
And England. I'm really excited that England's going to be playing on my birthday, and I'm going to be cheering for them and drinking for them. So...
Blobby asks, what are your thoughts on emulations, Blobby? I think that's actually a really good question, and I think that it depends, is what I'm going to say.
Do you mean like emulating a Super Nintendo game, or do you mean emulating a game that's just came out?
Exactly, exactly. I think that when it comes to things like the Dolphin emulator, which is an amazing thing, I think that if you're going to be emulating, like, it's the Nintendo emulator, which is incredible.
It emulates, I think, 64 and GameCube? Right?
64 GameCube, Wii, and also it's starting to emulate Switch. Like it's amazing what it can do.
So I'll say this: when it comes to a console that is modern, like the Switch,
yes,
I do feel a little. I think there's some ethical dubiousness there.
Definitely.
If you're emulating something that is currently being sold and like currently people are making games for and stuff, that worries me a bit.
That's like piracy.
Exactly. It's piracy. It's piracy. Absolutely.
But if it's a game that's been out for 20 years on a console that's dead and that you're never going to see again, emulate away, because games are art, and the art deserves to be experienced, and it should not be lost.
Oh, somebody just dropped some biddies. That was Merritt again. Merritt, you've dropped too many bits. I'm going to die.
It's.
Oh, boy.
You dropped some final Lady Bits for a takeoff. Thank you. Have a good night, Merritt.
Bye-bye. Go ahead, Anna.
I had an emulator that was SNES games, and that's how I got all my JRPGs that were never released.
Totally.
It's like Bahamut's Lagoon. Like,
Bahamut's Lagoon is so good!
Right? It's so good!
That no one knows about.
Basically, once the games are no longer made by a developer, you know, then you're not stealing money out of their pockets. You're not stealing food out of their mouths, you know. The only way you're going to get that game is through a third-party seller, you know, who's going to inflate the cost.
And I'll say this. For bigger budget, bigger titles, the ones that are like the flagship games, you know, you'll always be able to find a copy of, you know, Final Fantasy VI that you can buy on a modern console.
Yeah.
You know? You'll always be able to find a copy of Super Mario Bros. 3 on some kind of virtual console. You won't always be able to find a copy of, like, you know, of the example Anna gave, Bahamut Lagoon.
Totally.
Right? You can't find that anywhere.
Yep.
And it's criminal, in my opinion, to prevent people from getting to play an awesome video game simply because you're too cheap to put it out, or you don't have the capacity to put it out.
Totally. I feel the same. I feel the same way about music. You know, like I'm a big punk rock fan, and a lot of like the albums that I love, they're hard to find. In a lot of instances, you can't find them. So you got to go online and you got to like download them. You know, technically illegally, but how else am I going to find this album? You know,
Yeah.
they're
So
a gray album.
I'm not going to
They're
get mad
gray
at
areas.
somebody for doing that. Yeah. But like, I do think if the game is available on a system that you can, you know, purchase it in a way that's not like completely unreasonable, that really kind of people have access to, you know, get it the legit way if you can. And don't pirate, like, especially like very new games. Like, pirating is just kind of, game devs need to eat.
Yep.
I would love to be reimbursed for the year and a half of free time that I have given up.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, you deserve to be paid for all the hard work that you do, you know?
Yeah,
So the best thing about emulators, though, fast forward button.
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
I love the fast forward button.
Save states.
Yeah.
Well, and you know, if you like games, if you like a certain game, you like a certain style of game, you like a certain developer, you can't expect them to keep developing games that you love unless you're supporting them financially. You have to be able to pay for the things that you like. Otherwise, they're going to go broke. And guess what? The developers that you like are going to go out of business. The games that you like are going to disappear. And then we're going to be left with only games like PUBG that we were talking about before, and only games where there's event passes, and only games where they're taking advantage of you just so they can make money off of you, you know?
Blobby asks a really interesting question, and I have an opinion on this. Blobby asks, what if the game is no longer being made, but there is a remaster? Is emulating still okay? I think if there is a case to be made that the original version of the game is significantly different enough that you would rather play that than the remaster,
yeah,
by all means, emulate the original. Don't emulate the remaster.
Yep.
Also, case in point, Silent Hill, the original one. The remaster of Silent Hill, they took away all the fog, which is the essence
That's the game.
of Silent Hill.
Yeah.
I would never play the remaster of Silent Hill. I would, and if there's no way you could ever get Silent Hill,
that was 70% of the creepiness is like what's in the fog. Without that,
I have a fear of fog now because of Silent Hill.
Yeah. I play Pokemon's always on 2x speed. Yeah, there are arguments to why
absolutely
emulating is better.
Absolutely.
But don't emulate a game that's brand new. That's basically like pirating.
And Rat
copy
makes
of a
a
movie
good
that's in
point.
theaters.
Rat says, I emulate games I have bought, right? If you
That's
think
also
the
fine.
If you think the emulated version of a game is superior and you've already purchased it, by all means, play it whatever way you want to play it. Like,
Well, and
I don't think a game
that's
dev's
actually
gonna be
part
mad
of
at
the like terms of service of a lot of emulators. They say like you should not be using this emulator unless you own this console and you own these games.
Right. So I think that's fine. Yeah.
Also, just wait for Steam sale because eventually that game is going to go down to $2 and
we're going to lose again.
$2, you probably should be spending that money on other things anyway. So
Get out of here. Oh, God. God damn it. We're getting worked here. We're getting worked. Oh, damn it. I'm going to have to switch up soon. Do we have any other tanks?
I'm gonna leave you, sweet, sweet, wonderful boys, to watch the rest of these PKs happen. And
oh
then
my God! No, you gotta tell me what happens.
Okay, it's Denmark missed the first one. Croatia, their first one was deflected, and then Denmark just got their second one.
Okay.
So it's still tied, and Croatia's just about stepping up. I'm gonna shoutcast for you, but I'm not good at it. Because I'm just like, I hate watching these.
Totally. Alrighty, well, thank you. Thank you for joining
the Denmark
us.
keeper.
Bye! You guys in chat, if you guys are watching the World Cup, you guys can keep us updated.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, God. Oh, God. I'm out of here. We got to get this point, y'all. We got to get this point. Come on, Price.
I got my... I'm not behind you. I'm not behind you. I'm
you're not?
you. I just healed you as you went down.
Well, I just got my ult.
So, as did I. Get on the point. Get on the point.
Damn, not a single kill.
Goodness, 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 goodness. Wow, her shields go up real fast. Symmetra.
Yeah, Symmetra is crazy OP now.
Yep. Oh, we're getting nerfed. Ah, man, Brigitte crazy. Anyway. Oh, oh, Rick.
What?
Look at the camera, because Anna left.
Oh, snap. Okay, I'll fix that in a second, guys. But in the
y'all.
meantime, just appreciate Price's forehead for a while. It's a very nice forehead.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm totally a fan of that.
Yeah.
Giant forehead.
Look, it's not giant, and they're only seeing, like, you know, two-thirds of it. Go, 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 go. Oh, we lost it. We lost it.
I'm doing just
forehead. I did well enough. I feel good enough about how I did there. Okay, let's fix you, okay? Let's fix Price. Price.
Hey, I got a good teammate endorsement. Let's endorse him.
Endorsements are cool. I like the endorsement system.
I can't endorse you because we're on a team together. Andorok gets shot caller. Butterlord gets good teammate. Everybody was good.
You can only do 3 per match.
Okay. Well, I handed some out.
You gonna give me some love?
I mean, I'll give you this, but I can't. I literally can't endorse you. We're in a team.
I gave myself love.
I received a sportsmanship. Yay!
Yay! You're a good sport. You're a good sport.
That's cool.
By the way, guys, I'm still in the process of fixing Price, so just keep your pants on.
So, are we just gonna keep playing Overwatch for a little while while we
just for a little while? Yeah, we're gonna continue to chat. I like this conversation that we're having with chat. So if you guys have questions for us, you guys got Qs, we got As. Speaking of Qs and As, we're gonna be doing
Q&A coming up tomorrow.
We got a Q&A tonight. If you guys are Patreon supporters, if you guys are patrons,
look at the breakdown right now.
Yeah, I know.
How they changed it. Damage, support, and tank. That's it.
Yep, they just simplified everything. Okay, we're still waiting for players. That's cool. We've got a Q&A coming up after this stream, guys. We'll probably take just a little baby break, and then we'll be back to answer some Qs. So if you guys are patrons and you are, I think, subbed at a $5 level or above, y'all can come participate.
It's still my forehead.
Still my forehead. I know, because I'm still fixing things, Price.
This guy over here.
I had to get it just right, okay? I want to make sure that your beautiful face is perfectly in frame. There we go. See, it fixed it.
You know,
it's all fixed now.
Produce faster, Rick.
But that's why we need a producer, okay? And that's why we need your guys' support. I'm going to use this as an opportunity to say, hey, we're doing a Q&A after the stream today, and we have a Patreon, and it's for things like Uranium Chef. And if you guys haven't heard of Uranium Chef, you should go on YouTube and check out Uranium Chef, because we put out a new episode every Friday, and Price has been editing it, and he's doing an incredible job. It's basically like a reality show. It's like a kitchen, or what is it? Top Chef or something.
Iron Chef.
It's Iron Chef meets a D&D game, and it's incredible. And you guys get rewards, one of which is tuning into our monthly Q&A. Also, we send out awesome swag every month, and we even send out unique t-shirts. It's pretty cool. Will the Q&A be up on YouTube later? Probably not, Poeaches. We want to make the Q&A a special thing for our patrons. So it's just sort of a unique patrons thing. But I'm sure that we will do a YouTube Q&A at some point for you guys.
Yes.
Yes.
Jace.
Hearing Rick and Price talk about their lives and other things is the perfect thing to listen to while playing a game. Cool Crusher, that's kind of what I'm hoping here. I'm hoping that we can just sort of develop some segments and just sort of use our Sundays to talk and get close with y'all.
I love that. Hold on, what did someone say? Oh, Ben said hashtag ad when you started talking about the Patreon.
Yeah, you bet. I'm advertising myself. Yep. Self-advertisement. Where are they? Oh, God. Oh, God. What? What just killed me? Jesus Christ. Oh, it's a sniper. God damn.
Oh, he blocked that one. Oh, we got...
I see him.
They have a super-powered Symmetra over there as well. I almost killed one. Almost killed one. So Symmetra now has her orbs fire a lot faster.
She has her orbs and she can sling them across the map, which is crazy.
Yeah. There's a Widowmaker up there up top who's being a real root gus. Woo, she's coming for me. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. I took out a turret. That was cool. Widowmaker just jumped down. Oh boy, man. I'm focusing on this video game instead of talking to y'all about stuff. Give us a new topic. What should we talk about? Oh, gosh.
We can talk movie talk. You've been watching all the Jurassic Parks lately, right?
Well, so when I say I've been watching all the Jurassic Parks,
why aren't we pushing forward, guys? Let's go.
I rewatched the first one. I started rewatching Lost World last night and fell asleep, mostly because I was super exhausted after yesterday's stream. And when I came home, I accidentally fell asleep for 4 hours. But the first Jurassic Park is a perfect movie. Oh. It is a perfect movie.
It's so good.
Like, from start to finish, like, rewatching it now as an adult and after it's been probably like 10 years since I watched it last, Steven Spielberg is an incredibly talented director in just knowing how to very practically structure a story, structure shots, cut out the fat, and just really focus on what the story needs in order to tell what it needs to tell. How to foreshadow properly, I mean, it's incredible. Anyway, if you like the new Jurassic Parks at all, and you haven't really seen the old ones, you are missing out. Oh, are you kidding? Are you kidding with that, Rick?
What?
That dude who dropped the bomb in the room with us?
Yeah.
You got away. I couldn't, because I was a slow boy. What did you think of the Solo movie? I haven't seen Solo, but I know everything about it.
Ha ha ha. Gotcha, suckers. I'm on the point. I'm on the point.
Nice.
Get to the point. I'm gonna die though.
The CGI hasn't aged much except the bracket. Yeah, exactly. Like most of the CG
The CGI is so good, especially if you go back and watch other movies from that period and look at the CG. It's years ahead of its time.
Insane.
It's insane.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Backing out. Good point. Oh, headshot, baby. Headshot, baby. Oh boy, oh boy.
Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it.
So, Jurassic Park, the original, incredible. I personally have always really enjoyed The Lost World. I think it's a great movie. I haven't gotten to finish rewatching it yet, so I will do that over the next couple days. But definitely a great movie.
There's 4 of us on the point. Okay. Oh, we're gonna get this. We're
yeah,
gonna get this. We're gonna get this.
There's Symmetra walled us off.
No. Oh crap.
Oh, I headshot him. I shut him down. A little bit too late, but I got him. All right. Well, we got two ticks. I'm 98%, so I'll get to drop another dragon here in a second.
Cool. Tell me when you're gonna do it, because I'll rush the point when you do it.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and get there as quickly as I can. Running.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, honestly, the Jurassic Park films are incredible. The first 2 at least. The Jurassic World, the one that came out 3 years ago, it's fine. I don't have any problems really with it. It's an okay movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna die again. Damn it.
Dragon's out.
Boo. I'm not doing as well this round. Did you play the Lost World PS1 game? No. I did play the Jurassic Park game for the Sega Genesis. Pretty great. pretty
The
great.
Genesis one was great. I think the one on PS1, I feel like I didn't really like very much.
No, I think that one was the like side-scrolly one. I feel like the Sega one was more like a top-down.
Side-scrolly.
Oh, was it?
The Genesis one was side-scroll. Because that was one where you could play as either Alan Grant or the Raptor. The one on PS1, I think, was you played as the dinosaurs, and it was sort of like a 3D third-person action film or game, if I remember correctly.
Oh god, I'm going down again. Damn it.
Dragons. I mean,
Yeah,
bombs.
they've got this one. Holy crap. Yeah, there's just
They got it.
no
yeah.
way. I'm gonna just try to keep the point alive, and I'm gonna die.
Samesies.
Nah, we lost it.
Jeff Goldblum appears in the new one, but was he in Jurassic World? No, he was not in the one that came out 5 years ago. He was in the most recent one.
Yeah. Was he in the second one?
Yeah, he was the star of Lost
Yeah,
World.
that's right, because he had the daughter, right?
Yes.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, I have not heard good things about the latest Jurassic Park movie. It doesn't sound good. Probably not gonna see it. As a matter of fact, Price spoiled himself with me, which was fine by me, and it doesn't sound very good.
I watched some reviews about it because I'm not gonna lie, with Jurassic World, while I did kind of like it, there is a basic principle behind these new ones that I disagree with from the perspective of what Jurassic Park is supposed to be about, which is dinosaurs, not monsters. But when you genetically engineer a dinosaur to be something that's not a dinosaur, you've made a monster. But that said, you know, I got the new one spoiled for me from a review, and I'm glad I did because it sounds really bad. Some of the story beats that they go for, and I can't with that. But each their own. If you like it, I'm glad you like it. Just be sure to watch the originals because
Yes.
they're incredible films.
Yeah, I mean, just going back to... Okay, so we said that Jurassic Park, perfect movie. I would have to agree.
Perfect movie. Perfect movie.
Pretty perfect. What are some other perfect movies out there? And I'm curious to know from you guys, chat, what you guys think are perfect movies.
Oh, The Fifth Element for me. Perfect movie.
Okay,
Perfect movie.
all
Start
right.
to finish, I can put that movie on. I can jump in at any point, and I will enjoy watching it no matter what.
For me, I think that my movie like that, and I talk about this all the time, is
Chinatown?
Big Trouble in Little China. The other Chinatown.
The other Chinatown for you, yeah.
Chinatown is a great movie, though. Chinatown's amazing. It's a classic. Big Trouble in Little China, perfect movie. Perfect freaking movie. Hilarious. The acting is amazing. The story is hilarious. It's great. There's amazing action. The lore is incredible. Drager says The Usual Suspects. You know what? I'd be curious to watch The Usual Suspects again. I know that that's just like a masterpiece movie. I haven't watched it, though, in the last at least 10 years.
In a while, yeah.
I gotta go back and watch that.
Sometimes you need to. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, so good. The original one, heck yeah.
So good. It's weird, though.
Or The Princess Bride.
Princess Bride.
Ben, how do you know all these great films? You're way too young to be this good at
I love it.
okay?
I love it. It's so good. Kingsman: The Golden Circle. I like the first Kingsman. Price, I think that you still have never seen Kingsman, right?
I have not seen either.
I have not seen the second.
I know they're my kind of movies. I haven't gotten around to watching them yet. All right, there is a... Oh, Farah! I just knocked a headshot on her right away. That was great. Fariha! All right, we got some dudes coming in. We got a Reaper sneaking up in the back.
Okay. Yeah, I see him. I see him.
All right, they're sneaking up the left side.
Yeah, I see him.
Knock one out. Oh, all right, Genji's back.
Oh, they're all rushing this way.
Yeah, they're coming after me. Kind of sucks. Oh man, killed Genji again. Killed Reaper. Oh, sorry y'all. I'm focusing too much on this video game that we're playing. But I just took out two dudes who like specifically went to try and assassinate.
Okay, I've already got my ult. I'm gonna try to rip it.
So do I. So do I. Here he comes. Here he comes. Big boy.
Bye, Mercy.
Where are the others? Where are the others?
They're really committed to going this
Are they
left
trying to
route.
sneak around? Oh, they're sneaking around the back. Sneaking around the back.
Are they?
They really don't like me right now.
All right. Yep, there's a Genji coming through the right side.
Yep. Oh, and Reaper.
Got him.
Yeah, good one, buddy. That was great. I had the headshot lined up, and then you hit him with the bomb. That was
Yeah.
great. We were all just like, what are you trying to do, bro?
Bye, dude. Get out of here.
All right, I'm in trouble. I'm going to go ahead and do this.
Oh. Yeah, you've been really into playing the Hanzo, man, huh?
I love Hanzo. He's great. Ever since they changed his multi-arrow
God.
to be this like hyper arrow, whatever this is called, I love it.
Yeah, the hyper arrow is pretty sick.
Where they at? Where they at? Where they at? Up top, we got Reinhardt coming from the right-hand side. And Lucio as well.
Okay.
He's almost dead. He's almost dead. All right,
dead.
Reinhardt's dead. They have a Mercy flying around up top. Oh. Reaper on the side.
Yep.
He's almost dead. He's almost
He's
dead.
dead. Got him.
Nice.
Yeah, dude, I've been totally getting back in Overwatch. This game, it's
Great
so
game.
much freaking
Great
fun.
game.
I just
Storm arrow.
I just forget how fun it is sometimes, you know?
I know, right?
And then I play it one stream and I'm just like, Like last night when I was getting the forest ready, spoilers, we're gonna have a forest series coming out. I just was playing this the entire time.
Headshots, baby.
Where are they?
Headshots,
There we go.
baby.
Gotcha, Reinhardt.
There's just something about getting a Hanzo headshot that I can't. I just love it, man.
Oh yeah, it's so
greatest
satisfying,
experience.
right?
It's the greatest experience.
Okay, we can all see you. Gotcha. Dude, I am having the round of my life with Junkrat right now. This is so much fun.
This may be one of my best Hanzo shots ever. Y'all usually don't get to see my face because I'm usually on the other side when we're playing
It's
Overwatch.
so true. You know, this is another reason why I wanted to do the talk show pilot kind of test thing. Because I want to test with having all of our faces on our streams, you know? It's something that everybody's been sort of wanting to see.
All right. Mr. Shimada going to the side over there. They're all going through. Okay, guess what? Get in there, nerds. You want to hide in that little corner? I'll put a dragon in the corner. Oh, we got a wheel coming. There it is. It's coming for me. Oh, it stopped. It's going on the point. Wheel. Reinhardt on the right-hand side.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Get up.
Got him. Woo, baby. Oh, this is great. We're doing great. All right, jump out inside.
Yep. Oh, I finally died. Oh, my God.
Oh, jump out inside. Oh, gosh.
Nostalgia, the never-ending story. That is a movie I'm going to have to watch again, too. Haven't watched it since I was a kid, but one of my favorites when I was a kid. Must have watched it a dozen times when I was a kid. As a matter of fact, to this day, I still think of... he does the thing with his hands. I can't do it without using both hands. But he goes, unicorn. And he makes a unicorn with his hands.
Sure. Is that a dragon in your corner, or... Never mind. Exactly, Ben.
Oh, get out of here! Get out of here!
Denied! Oh, that's great. Here they come. Right side.
Oh,
baby,
way to
sorry.
shut down that Reaper.
Sorry, baby.
Oh, we got it. Boom! Okay.
Dude, that was so good.
What is your opinion on Bluehole suing Epic? Well, guess what? They pulled the lawsuit. So I think that was the right thing to do. I will give... There we go. Good job for our Mercy. Good job for our Lucio.
I can't endorse anyone else because I've already endorsed everybody in here.
There we go. Oh, I got an endorsement. Sportsmanship.
Yay.
Don't you guys want golden guns?
I don't care.
I need to play regularly before I feel comfortable going and like doing a like competitive ranking thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I haven't played this game regularly for a long time.
I just don't have any interest in playing competitive. Like, that's just the long and short of it. I don't want to play against people who like take this game so seriously because I don't. You know?
Blades 13, gotta go. Thanks for the stream, boys. Also, Mod Love, thank you so much.
Birdman, also good.
Birdman's amazing.
Nightmare Goddess is Silence of the Lambs. I think I'll agree with you on Silence of the Lambs. I'm a big fan of like psychological thriller type movies, and that's a pretty damn good one.
Let's see. What else would I say is a perf movie?
Right, I want to try New Symmetra.
I think Empire Strikes Back, definitely perfect movie. It's amazing. 2001 Space Odyssey, obviously perfect movie. Amazing. Weird movie, but perfect movie. Modern movies, though.
That are perfect.
Yeah, let's see. Are there any like modern last 10
Blade
years
Runner.
movies?
Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah,
is so
you
good.
think?
It is so good.
I think it's so
I like
good.
it
I
more
don't
than
know
the
if I would
original.
call it perfect though. I said
like more
13th
than
Warrior
the
and Starship Troopers is some of my favorites. Starship Troopers amazing. Yeah, I think that.
Well, and I'll say this. I'll say this to a degree. I think that you can only really call something a perfect movie through retrospective glasses, through hindsight, because. You know, there are plenty of movies that I loved when they came out, and then I didn't really later, right? And there are other movies that like I grew to appreciate more over time, looking at them, you know, from the perspective of filmmaking, right? So that's why I call Jurassic Park a perfect movie, is because I'm appreciating it more now, seeing the things I didn't see. Get Out was pretty fantastic, also, Ben. Yes.
Going back to what Aisheng said, though, about Starship Troopers, I think any Paul Verhoeven movie, really.
They're pretty great.
And I think what's important, like, when saying a movie is perfect is, did the director represent the movie the way that they wanted to, you know? Because obviously there are people who would be like, oh, that's a cheesy movie. It's not perfect. Like, it's silly. It's over the top. Special effects aren't good, whatever. But that was all the point. And that's always been the point of, like, a Verhoeven movie, you know? Like Total Recall.
Marty brought up
RoboCop.
Oh gosh, we got a bad boy over here. Marty brought up Inception. I personally don't think Inception's a perfect movie. It's a good movie. I wouldn't call it a perfect movie. How do I set up the other? Oh, well, that's not how that works. Whoops.
Who are you trying to play?
Oh, I'm playing as the new Symmetra.
Ah. Oh,
The
yeah.
teleport is you have to set down in a row.
Yeah, it teleports from one end to the other. Anybody coming with me?
Jump forward. Oh, can I not go through the teleporter? No, everybody else can. That's interesting. That's cool. She's great for this. You can just skip past some of these points where you get stuck.
Where are they? Are they not? Okay, there they are.
Basically. Oh, man. Yeah, Simi's great now.
Yeah, she's crazy. Changes are crazy. I recently watched No Breaks and Book Thief. Both very good movies. Wait, which one was the Book Thief? That sounds familiar. I haven't seen No Breaks.
What is that?
Wait, was the Book Thief a book? I feel I've heard that title before. I'm trying to remember where I heard Book Thief from.
No idea. Kill the Mercy! She's almost dead!
Where's she?
I killed her! Yay!
Good job, buddy.
I had left a turret behind somewhere and it got her. That's great. Alright, we gotta get on this point. Let's get my ult. Let's get my ult. Let's get my ult.
Back up off me, you jerks.
Alright, now they gotta come to us.
Yep. Oh, God.
Get behind the wall. Get behind the wall.
It's the Winnie back here. Winnie back here. Okay, he's dead.
Yep.
Good job. Teleporters are good for getting to places can pass. Yes, the Book Thief was a book. Yes. Yeah, that's where I heard about it. I didn't know they made a movie of that. That's interesting.
Where they at? Behind us, behind us.
Oh, good ult there, Lucio. Good job, everybody.
Great job. All right. Dude.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Mercy.
Yes.
Any movies you're hyped for this year?
Plenty, yeah. Let's see. What am I hyped for? I think there's some horror movies that are coming out. There's one that they just released a trailer for called Summer of 1985.
I didn't see the trailer yet. I saw the movie poster. Is there a trailer?
Yeah.
It sounds interesting. It seems like.
By the way, I'm on the point, and I just got it to 2 on my own.
I see that. Holy Nikes.
Oh, good old Symmetra. So good. I forced them back so far. My goodness. You ever watch Baby Driver? Baby Driver's pretty dang good. It's pretty dang good. Edgar Wright is a really good filmmaker.
Edgar Wright. Oh, you know what? There you go. Shaun of the Dead. Perfect movie.
That's Ant-Man and the Wasp: Fire Queen. Definitely a movie I'm looking forward to. Comes out next week.
Is it next week?
Maybe 2 weeks for us, because, you know, Marvel. It's always, like, in Europe.
Oh, we got this. We got this. Who's on the point?
So close.
Get out of here,
so
Mercy.
Close.
Ooh. Crap. Ah, damn it. Is our Mercy alive? Res me, Mercy. Res me. Have you guys ever watched Baby? Oh yeah, that's Baby Driver. Baby Driver was really good. We saw that together actually. I think that was a stumped outing. All of us
Yeah,
watching
we did.
Baby Driver.
never
Nicely
telling
done.
Yeah, dude. So what I did, I went around the like far left side of the map, and I teleported myself across the part where usually you have to go past a bunch of people, and they had no idea. Yeah, here we go.
Good job. Oh, I got an endorsement there. Let's endorse some people. I can only endorse 2
right?
people. Here you go. Everybody, good teammates. Good teammates. Give me free XP. It's next week, July 6th. All right. I loved Ant-Man, you know? Thought it was pretty good.
So good. So good.
So, you heard that they fired the, what is it, the CCO of DC?
Did they really?
Yep. Yep.
Of
So
the
we-
movies division or of the of DC?
Of the movies. Well, at least the movies division. I need to check and see if it...
Because the movies
but-
division, that would make sense. I'll
Yeah.
look that up right now, actually.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what direction DC takes now.
Jeff Johns?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
So, no, he's leaving to launch his own production company. They didn't out him. He's leaving.
Oh,
I was
well,
gonna say because he has built DC for the past 15 years. Jeff Johns is huge.
I don't know, though. I mean, well,
But sure, it's entirely possible that it
yeah,
was not
because
mutual.
DC has been striking out all over the place for the last...
No,
5 years.
I'll say. Let's see. DC's the TV division has actually been doing very well.
Yes, okay. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why they've been expanding.
Yeah.
The comics division has been doing as well as a comics division can do right now. Like they're not doing poorly, but they are still seeing falling sales. Same as Marvel. Comic books now are essentially advertisements for movies or TV or whatever. So that's interesting to me though, because like Jeff Johns, he's amongst comic books. People, if you don't love him, you at least respect him because he's done a lot for comic books in terms of pushing things forward. That's interesting though. That's very interesting. I did not know
Well,
that.
you know, like, I'm just wondering if it's not just the, you know, the bigwigs saying, like, you aren't getting results, and so we think you're the problem, and so creative differences, call it what you will. But if he's maybe the, if he's taking the flack for the lack of success with the movies,
Totally could be. Totally could be.
whether or
I'm on
not
a
it's
roof.
warranted.
I'm on a roof. Oh, so are they. So are they. They're on a roof.
We're on a roof!
All right. Does Codenames Kid Next Door Operation Zero count as a movie?
I saw someone ask,
Sure.
does Dr. Horrible sing-along blog, I think it was La Chouette, asked, does that count? Yeah, sure. I don't know as a movie, but
Is
as
it
like...
long enough?
Well,
Gotta
actually,
be
you
at
know
least
what?
70 minutes to be a movie. I think.
I think that if you string them all together, that it would. I think that it would.
If that's the case, then sure, why not?
Yeah,
I
totally.
don't care what format you show it to me.
I love Dr. Horrible sing-along blog. I love the...
But like I would say 30 minutes of something wouldn't count.
No,
because
definitely not.
30 minutes is sufficient. That would be more like a what would you call it? Like a special, a short film. But like a film is like at least 70 minutes. I think there's a literal number that you can go to.
I feel like
Symmetra's on the point.
I feel like
Symmetra's on, bro.
most movies need to be shorter these days. I feel like too many films have committed to being like, we have to be at least 2 hours, if not 3. It's like, just
Right.
make your movie an hour and a half, okay? I'm not going to be upset if the movie's an hour and a half long. I'm not going to feel ripped off. I don't want to sit here for... Because it just fills it with needless exposition, you know? Just filler.
Totally.
Garbage filler that you don't need to know about.
Where are they at? Where are they at? Okay. I got my wall. Should
Oh,
I
nice.
just block them from entering?
They can
I
enter
do that?
still. They just can't shoot through it.
Can't shoot through it? Okay.
Yep.
I'll save it for when we get into a fight then. Infinity War was 4 hours? Almost, yeah. It's pretty dang close. I think it was only like 3.5, but it was still very long. But look, y'all, you can't complain about length of a film and not bring up Lord of the Rings, which most people are like, yeah, totally fine movies, but at the same time, they're like the true versions, the extended versions are like 4.5 hours long each, so, you know.
Me and this other Junkrat are just holding each other off in this little
Cool.
space.
that enemies? Oh, it was inside! I couldn't see it. I couldn't see it. Oh, thank you. You revived me. Thank you. Down. Oh, man. Symmetra's so good. He's so good. Holy crap.
Ooh, that was close.
Oh, gosh. Let's see. You done an
Nice.
extended Lotor marathon? Yeah, as have I. Sarah and I, when we first, I'd say probably maybe like 6 months to a year into when we started dating, we did full watch-throughs of the extended Lord of the Rings and all of the Harry Potters. We get deep into our rewatches.
I feel like that's like a once-a-year thing for me and Mel, is that we'll rewatch like a trilogy every year, you know?
Sure. Oh, we got a bad wheel. Ah, he got me. Yeah, for me, it used to be we would do I used to do a rewatch of all the Marvel movies every year before the next Marvel movie came out. Now there's too many. And we used to do like, yeah, a yearly Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter. It'd be like Harry Potter around like October, like Halloween-ish. And then the Lord of the Rings around like, yeah, December. And we haven't done it for a while. All right, where they at?
There's a diva coming around the side here.
All right, I put up a wall. Get on the other side of it whenever you're getting attacked.
Get out of here, diva.
Ride that line.
Baby diva is out now. Where'd you go, baby diva?
Okay. So beyond that, what I do now every year around Halloween is I pick like a horror franchise and I watch all of those. So last year I did both the Nightmare on Elm Street and the Friday the 13th films.
I would love, yeah, I need to go back and watch an entire like horror franchise. I've never actually watched them straight, you know?
Well,
I've
be
always
real,
watched
like,
them piecemeal, you know?
If you didn't grow up on them though, like I did, there's no point in watching most of those movies. They're mostly garbage. But like there are good ones within them, right? Like I would argue the first Friday the 13th, if you're at all interested, oh god.
Whoa, that was close.
If you're at all interested in a slasher film or something like that, first Friday the 13th is like the prototypical one other than maybe Halloween. The first two Halloween movies, solid film.
Yeah, amazing.
Same with Nightmare on Elm Street. First Nightmare on Elm Street, totally worth watching. Also, number 3, and yeah, number 3, The Dream Warriors, fantastic.
Zeppy said in reference, relevance, sorry, and perfect movie trilogies, Back to the Future.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's a perfect trilogy. I personally like, and Jazzy will argue with me to the end of the year because she loves all 3 of those films. I don't love the third one.
I don't either. I'll be real.
I don't love it.
I think it's a fine movie, but I think that it's just an example of like a movie that didn't necessarily need to be made. I respect what Robert Zemeckis said about like a franchise should be a trilogy. It should have a beginning, middle, and end. And for that, I'm like, I see why you made a trilogy. Sure. It wasn't a money grab. I don't fault him for that. I think the first and second one, though, absolutely amazing movies, perfect movies.
Yeah. I love Back to the Future 2. Back to the Future 2 is great.
It's amazing.
And then the first one, obviously, as well.
Yeah.
I can't endorse more play. It's giving me like the endorse, but it's like, you've already endorsed everyone here. Look, I'm friendly. Everybody, if they're not being rude, they're going to get an endorsement.
And you get 50 XP every time I do. What's cool, yeah, I was playing last night for a couple hours, and people are just so much friendlier in chat now because of the endorsements. Totally. And they're going out of their way to be friendly, which I really love. All right. I guess I'll be.
The third one's perfect too. La Chouette, each their own.
Yeah.
Each their own.
Oh, totally. And this is where like opinion is going to play in. Like you can't objectively say a movie is good or bad. Like really.
Okay. Yeah. Can we talk about that for a second?
Into it. Yeah.
Let's talk about that for a moment because Rick and I have both had some experience with the Last Jedi Hate Fest. Recently.
Oh my God. Yeah, we can talk about this for a while.
And we don't need to. And if we want to, we can focus on that. But I do want to point something out because this is something that frustrates me so much. Opinions on entertainment media are subjective, period. Full stop. There's no such thing as an objectively good or bad film. And it's so frustrating when people try and make arguments that, oh, this movie is not good by objective standards, and therefore your opinion is invalid. It's like, no, 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 no. Sorry, nerd. As much as you didn't like this movie, that doesn't matter. Movies, books, any kind of media, there are very few occasions where you could say something is objectively bad. Like, you could maybe make an argument that The Room is objectively bad, and yet you can still like it. Okay?
You're up about 100 bits. What about the Tremors series? Best.
Tremors.
First Tremors movie is a perfect movie. Absolutely.
The first Tremors is a perfect movie.
And people think that we say this ironically. No, if you go back and watch Tremors, it is a perfect movie because a lot like a Paul Verhoeven movie, it is self-aware. It knows that it's a cheesy movie. It's trying to be a great cheesy movie, a great campy movie.
It is a movie that is commenting on itself while it's making itself, and yet does so in a way that is genuine to the setting. It's perfect. Yeah. I rewatched it like back around maybe like 8 months ago, something like that. Absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it again.
Yeah. So I think it's important to talk a little bit because we can talk a little bit about this, and we've got time. And that's sort of what this new talk show format's sort of about. Is letting our opinions go and sort of expressing ourselves a little bit more. So both Price and I recently have had some interactions with people on Twitter, specifically people who hate The Last Jedi and they hate the new Star Wars franchise. Now, it's important for me to establish I am a huge Star Wars fan. I grew up with Star Wars. The original trilogy is a masterpiece in my opinion. Well, specifically the first two. As far as the latest trilogy, the latest iteration goes, I really loved The Force Awakens. Thought it was great. Had problems with The Last Jedi. Don't think it's the worst movie in the world, but had some problems. And I didn't like the trilogies that came out in the 90s, just to establish my baseline.
Yep.
There was a tweet that somebody made the other day, well, about a month ago. And it was a quote from George Lucas about what he had envisioned for the Star Wars trilogy. I thought it sounded ludicrous. Basically, he was going all in on the idea of midichlorians, which a lot of people had problems with when it came to the trilogy that he released in the 90s. It just goes out of its way to explain aspects of Star Wars that should just, in my opinion, be left to just mysticism. What he wanted to do was make a world of basically microscopic people. Like, it was like Horton Hears a Who, but Star Wars. I was like, oh man, Star Wars fans dodged a bullet with this one.
Totally.
It gives me a newfound appreciation for The Last Jedi is what I said. Kind of tongue-in-cheek.
But it's totally one of those things like, oh god, I almost had my ult, No, how'd you get those down here? Oh, dang.
But
right, I almost had my ult, so I'm gonna put up a wall in between the where we have to go around the circle, just FYI.
Yeah. I went to bed that night having tweeted that, and I thought that it was the most, like, innocuous tweet, not a big deal. I woke up the next morning, and it had, like, 1,000 likes, like 500 retweets, and all these comments, and most of the comments were from people who were like, you're an idiot. The Last Jedi sucks. This sounds amazing. George Lucas should be able to do what and which is cool. Totally. Your opinion. But I don't think that you should make it a point to use your time and energy to tell people what you hate. And
yeah, well, and my thing is like, look, you can hate, that's fine, but you can't invalidate someone else's opinion.
Right.
And when I say you can hate, that's fine. What I really mean by that is like, all right, if you want to be a hater, that's fine. Go ahead and waste your time doing something that like is emotionally bad for you and has no impact on others. Yeah. It's more likely to actually galvanize them against you and make their points even better.
Right.
But that's regardless, because that's just basic human psychology. But like ultimately, what bugs me is when people try and give objective reasoning for why this film is bad. It's like, screw you, buddy. All right, people can like whatever they like, and for you to try and invalidate that is not only rude, but it just doesn't. It shows that you don't understand what the word opinion means.
I guess the best way I can explain it is fan culture. Fan culture is a fine thing. I love you guys. You guys are fans of Stumped, and we try to build a positive fan culture, a fan base within Stumped. But there's a very significant portion of fan bases these days that exist solely to trumpet the own thing that they love and support, and then to shit all over things that conflict with that.
Yeah.
And it's toxic and it's unfortunate, and we have both been exposed firsthand to that, specifically with Star Wars.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's just, you know, like, my thing is when I hear these people saying, like, they don't like it, I'm like, that's fine. You don't have to like it. Guess what? I didn't like the prequels, but you know what? I recognize that some people do. And to act as if, like, their opinions are invalid just simply because they have a different opinion than mine, what a ridiculous...
Yeah, and I will joke with people about, you know, Jar Jar Binks is so stupid. But, you know, just, it's silly ribbing. It's friendly ribbing, you know?
Yeah.
I would never go online and say, you're a fucking idiot because you like this thing and the thing that you like sucks and so you're the worst person in the world. Yeah. And that happens too often these days, all right? So
the thing you like sucks, so you suck, and therefore you're the worst person.
Basically, like the things that you like, don't like the things that you don't like, but make it a point to talk about the things that you love on Twitter and focus your attention and your power on doing that and not your attention and power on talking about things that you hate. Let's be more positive these days and less negative. Let's share the reasons why we like the things we like and not the reasons why we hate the things we hate.
Exactly. Anyway, long story short.
Yeah.
we both like The Last Jedi a little bit. You like it more now, but you didn't love it really.
Well, I don't know. I'm going to rewatch on Netflix. I think that I liked half of the movie. I thought half of the movie was good. And I thought half of the, and I think that that's just a symptom of what we talked about earlier. Movies being too long these days.
Sure.
The movie was an hour too long, and so an hour of that movie was pointless. It didn't need to be there, in my opinion. And in my opinion, it would have been a better movie if they had cut an hour out of it.
Sure. And that's your opinion, man. Anyway, how y'all all doing out there? Let's talk about some other stuff, or we can keep talking about movies, I guess. But like for the most part, I'm tired of people trying to like tell people that they can't like the things that they like.
Y'all like the things you like. Oh, come on! I was getting in my mech, you jerks. I thought Jar Jar was funny. Yeah, and, you know, yeah, I think that was the point, you know. He was supposed to be the comic relief. I thought he was a little over the top, and I think that they focused too much on him. But, yeah, you could totally like Jar Jar. There were funny moments with Jar Jar. I'm not going to say every moment Jar Jar in the movie was excruciating and stupid. Jar Jar was fine. All right?
I'm not going to say it was excruciating and stupid and the worst experience of my life. I'm not going to say that.
I'm going to say there were excruciating moments when Jar Jar was on screen for me, but it's fine. It's fine. It is what it is. People like it, and it's cool that they like it. It's cool when people like things they like. As long as the things that they like aren't interfering with other people's ability to like things.
Got a big bad boy. Not today, May.
Oh, get out of here. Oh, God. I don't think so. Oh. Get out of here. Oh, we're going to get this point. We're going to get this point.
Got this. Yeah, we got this. Oh, yeah. Good job, man.
We're doing okay today. All right, on Overwatch. Whose point of view? This is Rick's point of view. Actually, thank you for asking that. That's something that we can actually add.
Yeah, you can put a little name under there or something.
I'll put a little name. Yeah, we're experimenting with a new Sunday format, you guys. For any of you guys who are coming in late, just a casual Sunday stream where we're going to do like more of a talk show kind of thing and less of just like an exclusive sort of video game streaming thing. There's going to be video game streaming in here, but what I would like to see eventually is... Good job, Price. Hold on. Somebody said that we can...
You can. There's an arrow to the right.
Yeah, we can totally do enemy team. Here you go. Here you go, May, because you're adorable. And now I'll go back to our team. Good job, because you were a healer, and I like to always endorse a healer.
Always.
I would like to do like segments in our Sundays, make it sort of like a podcast, you know? So I'm curious to know what you guys like talking about, what you guys would like to see us talk about, you know, in future Sunday streams, what you guys think would
work
a loot
box.
Well.
Hold on. Don't go to the game. 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 It's like garbage. God darn it.
What I'm thinking, since we're going to be doing this every week, we could talk about kind of stuff that is like things that are happening in video games that people are talking about that week, and things that are happening in movies and pop culture, you know, while we play video games and while we talk with you guys.
Also, can we acknowledge Ginga no Namita? By the way, Stump Fanbase is like one of the nicest fan base I've ever seen. I feel like a part of a family.
Good. I'm so glad to hear you say that.
That's what we want. That's what we've been trying to do this whole time. We want it to be a positive, inclusive environment where everybody can show up and you're welcome. Like the only thing that we're against is people being rudes.
Yeah.
If you're rude, It's fine. You know, if you come in and you're rude, and then we say like, "Hey, read the rules. Check out what you can and can't do here, et cetera, et cetera." And you're like, "Oh, sorry," and then you start being like totally nice and everything and respectful. Welcome to the club. If you just keep being rude, you're out.
Don't be rude. Don't be positive. Yeah. Love the things you love. Promote the things you love to promote, as long as those things don't conflict with other people's ability to like the things they like. That's basically what it comes down to. And then take that positivity and send it back into the world. Go on to Twitch. Go to your favorite streamers and spread that positivity.
Yeah.
You know, on Twitter the other day, I tweeted about something that happened. I went out last Sunday. I was having like an anxiety attack after the stream, and it wasn't anything that happened on stream. It's just that sometimes after, 4 hours of talking and being an extrovert, I'm just like, oh, like my senses are in overload. So I went with Mel, took the dogs on a walk, and tried to clear my head, but I was just on the verge of having this panic attack. And this lady, because we were walking the dogs, and Scout was walking, like you got the sidewalk. On one side, there's somebody's house in their lawn, and then on the other side, there's a little patch of lawn, It's not their lawn, but it's a little patch of lawn separating their lawn from the sidewalk. You know what I'm talking about? Right next to the curb?
Yeah.
Scout was walking in there, and basically it was just weeds. It was like flowers, but like dandelions, but essentially it was weeds.
Right.
And this lady came out on her porch and said, "Hey, I'd appreciate it if you catch your dog out of my flowers." And I was like, okay. But I said to her, I was like, okay, just chill out. We'll get her out. And after like walking for a block, I looked backwards and she was following us. And I was like, this is weird. And she was like gaining on us. And Mel's like, is she following us? I was like, just keep walking, keep walking. And then she started yelling at us, excuse me. And I was like, what is it? I don't appreciate you telling me to chill out, okay? That was very rude. And so then it set me off. I'm like, it was rude when you were telling us to keep my dog out. I said, chill out, it's just, she's a dog being dog, It's unnecessary for you to have to follow us. And I kept asking her, can you stop following us? She said, this is my right to follow us. Anyway, it worked me up, and I tweeted about it. But then I later tweeted that the lady probably had some problems going on in her life.
Sure.
Which was influencing the reason why she was in a shitty mood too,
Exactly.
And then I wasn't mad at the lady. I was mad at the situation. Right. I was mad at the way that it made me feel, Totally. The point I'm getting to is I'm trying to reflect before I act. Before I tweet, before I comment, before I send negative energy into the universe, I'm trying to self-reflect and say, is it worth making this comment? Is it worth making this tweet? Is it worth making this video? If it's just going to send more negativity in the world?
Totally.
What benefit am I going to get? I'm going to feel better about it in the short term. It's going to give me a little bit of catharsis. But in the long term, I'm going to feel shitty for being a shitty person, So if you think that Stumped is positivity, if you're feeling positive vibes from Stumped, then take those positive vibes, go into the chat, be positive, think before you get upset and say something negative and spread negativity, There's so much negativity when it comes to the online culture, when it comes to chat, when it comes to comment sections. Just be the better person and spread that positivity.
Yeah. Totally.
This is deep. Rick, thanks for sharing. Sorry. Rick, you gonna be all right, dude? Oh, I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna be fine. You guys, it's just a thing, It's a thing that I have to deal with. It's just it's a chemical imbalance. It's hereditary. My parents deal with it too. I'm gonna be fine. I'm just talking about it more because I wanna be able to normalize it for other people that have similar issues,
Because a lot of people feel that way, but they don't have the words to say it, or they think they're weird, or there's something wrong with them, or whatever.
That's exactly it. I always felt like I was weird for sharing it. It was just it was improper to share these things, is what I always felt,
Yeah, because you're always told to keep it to yourself.
Exactly.
Deal with it. Stiff upper lip, all that stuff.
But I want to just let everybody know it's fine to talk about it. Talk about it. It makes you feel better. It normalizes it. It makes other people who have similar problems feel like they're not alone, So I want to be able to help people feel that way. It's super common. It's super common for people to deal with problems like depression and anxiety, And you don't have to deal with it alone.
Totally. All right, we need some movement on the point here.
Get out of here, Genji.
Dang it, dude. Wow, who's this guy? Okay, this guy
Ooh,
Getting
what's
reported.
he doing?
Let's see.
As someone who has various mental health and issues, if you don't talk about it, who will? Totally. You got to. And even if you don't talk about it, if you're not the kind of person who feels comfortable talking about it, a lot of people like that, write it down. Start a journal, you know? Just the fact, like, getting it out, putting it in words, putting it on a paper, putting it on a screen, you know? Processing those thoughts and those emotions, it's super helpful, and it's super healthy.
Totally. All right.
How you doing, buddy?
Jade, I mean, I have depression, but I don't force my sadness on others. Well, what do you mean by force your sadness on others? Because there's a difference between, like, forcing your sadness on others and just being open and honest about who you are.
Totally. And Jade, I get it. Like, that's how I felt.
But I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this. That's a symptom of anxiety.
Yeah.
Is thinking that you're a burden on others.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I can speak to that because that's my particular brand of anxiety. I don't ask people for help. I don't ask people for anything because I hate it. I hate feeling like I owe someone something.
And I feel like I feel like I'm putting people out when I do it. I feel like people are gonna misinterpret why I'm talking about it and think that I'm talking about it in order to solicit pity.
Garner sympathy.
You know?
Yeah.
There are so many reasons why I think I shouldn't talk about it. But that's why I say, like, if you feel that way, if you can't overcome those feelings, then just, like, journal it, write it down, find somebody you can't talk about it, family members, somebody, you know, but just get it out because process the thoughts, you know.
And what you'll find out is that actually people around you, the people that love you, the people that you love, they actually want to know this stuff. They actually want to help you. You dragon nerds.
Yeah, totally. That's basically what it comes down to. If you don't feel comfortable talking about it, you definitely don't. But just know that you're not wrong for talking about it. It's never wrong.
Ultimately, just, you know, be aware of your feelings and your emotions, and, you know, be honest with the people around you. When someone asks how are you doing, don't lie.
Yeah.
If you're not doing well, let them know, right?
And if people tell you that you shouldn't be talking about these things, that's a problem with them, not a problem with you.
Yeah, that's toxicity at its core. So, you know, just take care of yourself. You can't help others if you can't help yourself. It's that whole thing of, like, on a plane, you know, it's like help the person next to you before you help yourself, or help yourself before you help the person next to you with, like, the oxygen mask.
Oh, damn it! I didn't realize no one's on the point. That was totally my fault. I was gonna rip tire them and then blow them all up.
They were wrecking us.
Yeah.
Do not give a thing to this guy.
Yeah.
He was doing very abusive chat.
Artie Fun asked a question. I have a really important question for you, Price, because I'm worried. But what are some signs of depression? Because my family thinks my sister might have it. So
first, I would say, don't ask someone on the internet for these answers. I would say if you're concerned, then you should see somebody professional. So go sign up for a family therapy session, maybe, or a private therapy session for your sister, because ultimately, diagnosing yourself or trying to diagnose via the internet and whatnot, there's so much misinformation out there. It mostly will cause problems. As far as what are some signs of depression, there's, lethargy. So having low energy is a big part of it. Being withdrawn, being just overall inactive. That's one set of signs of depression. Another set of signs of depression is being, like, super chipper and happy and friendly to everyone. Because oftentimes people who are depressed, they put forth the most extreme version of their happiness so that they don't push off their depression onto others. It's very hard to spot depression. You have to pay attention to what people say. And for you, from your perspective, you need to be honest with people about how you feel, about what's going on with you. Oh, we have no hero or healer.
Do you want to be healer? Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, I can only speak to my particular forms.
Oh, bye, Teo. Love you, buddy.
Bye, Teo. Miss you. But I'm so glad we still get to spend time with you.
Yes.
Like, I become withdrawn.
Yeah.
when I'm depressed. So I'm not social, you know. So like if I call my family regularly and I'm not calling anymore, that's I'm probably in a depressed state. I lose interest in things that normally interest me, you know. I find it hard to like find the energy even to play video games outside of recording or streaming, you know. Yeah, it's those are symptoms for me.
It's rough.
But like Price said, I mean, the symptoms can be so unique. You just have to seek the advice of a professional.
So Jade says, they said that they'd do something about it and they didn't. So that's the thing. It's like when someone's depressed, it's very hard to get them to maybe take that step. So that's why I said maybe do like a family therapy session or something where like you can kind of help someone into that position to try and get themselves seeing somebody helpful, because it is difficult to get somebody to do it. I mean, like this, I can give some, I don't want to get too deep into it. I have family members who should be seeing therapists. I have family members who should be seeing psychiatrists, psychologists, who should be medicated. It's clear, because I've known them my whole life. I know their mental illness. I know their depressions. And it's impossible to convince them to go because they have this view of mental health care that, oh, that makes you weak. That makes you, like, you have problems. You're ill. I'm not ill. I'm totally fine. It's an antiquated old view of that, but it still exists. So sometimes you have to help people along. And I do think the family therapy route is one commonly used route to try and help an individual in your family, is to say, let's do this together because I need it, right? It's not for you. I need it. I need help, right? I'm feeling vulnerable. I'm feeling some issues. Don't make it about them. Make it about me or we. And that takes the burden, the pressure off of them. Because remember what I said earlier, oftentimes when you're depressed, you don't want to be a burden on others. You think that asking for any help is somehow just a huge imposition onto others. And so any way that you can offset that for people, you might help them get to it.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's just like knowing the people that you're trying to help and figuring out what works for them. It's all individual. Anyway, that's my spiel. I could talk about psych for hours. I have. It was my job for a while.
Hundreds of hours, probably.
Oh gosh, too many.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh gosh, oh gosh.
I think that's a really smart way of putting the price. Like, ask them if they would be open to the idea of getting help for you coping with the problem rather than putting the burden on them. Because you can't get somebody to get help if they don't want to get that help. You can't force them to get that help.
Exactly. Exactly. And like ultimately, mental health care does have to come from a place of the individual wanting it, because there's no better way to have somebody who's going to get help and then immediately relapse than to force them into a mental health care situation, That's why involuntary rehab is often unsuccessful. Because as soon as somebody gets out of rehab and it was involuntary, they're like, all right, I'm going to go back to doing what I want to do. Because I was told that I couldn't do the stuff that
I'm only doing this for you, you know?
Exactly.
It's like a prison sentence.
You won't make a long-term adjustment.
Yeah. Which is why prison doesn't work in this country.
Exactly, because we don't treat it as...
Oh my goodness, they're just all ulting at the same time here. And thanks you. Oh, Nox Arcanus, I'm so happy to hear you say this. Thank you guys. That also be having kind of. By the way, I got the sticker from the monthly reward. The rest might be on its way. Thank goodness. Okay, good. For those of you guys who don't know, Nox Arcanus is an amazing person. They've been supporting us for a long time. They're an awesome patron of ours. I couldn't figure out their address for the longest time, and so I've been in contact with Nox for a while, being like, "Did you get it? Did I get the address right?"
Oh jeez. Oh jeez.
So it's exciting to me to know I got the address right. Oh god. Oh god.
Man, they're all over that place. All right, I have my ult almost, so I'm gonna drop it on the point in a second. It's the Lucy ult.
Okay, we just killed like 3 of them, so.
Cool.
Oh god. Oh god. There's still a few of them though. Oh, it's only a Baby Diva though and a Pharah.
Yes.
Oh, the Pharah's gonna get me.
Oh, no, everybody's dead. We have another healer or Lucio switch.
Nox Arcanus, it wasn't an inconvenience. Are you kidding me? You are supporting us on Patreon. It's definitely not an inconvenience, all right? I'm sorry for the inconvenience. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I take the blame there. I'm in school. There's a thing called Place to Be where you can make a meeting with a therapist, and if you want to get your parents help. That's amazing. That's a really cool thing that your school does.
Totally.
More schools need to do that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, more schools need just access to high-quality school counseling.
Definitely.
That's a big issue. Oh, we're gonna get political here in a second. All right, so look, I'm just gonna go ahead and flat out say this because it's fact, and there's a whole half of this country, or really 30%, who just take it as if no, our dude thinks that this is important. The current administration does not care about mental health. The current administration does not care about education. They're stripping away funding from education left, right, and center, taking away access to these things. And then when we have these big violent events, you know what I'm talking about, they'll turn around and say, we need better healthcare outreach. We need better mental health whatevers. And then they'll strip away money from that, all right? Point is, our country, as it currently stands, does not care about these issues. So you have to find external ways to deal with it because we do not spend money on schools and we do not spend enough money on mental health outreach. And that's why we currently have the problems that we do with kids because they have no one to go to when they're having these issues. They grow up in a system for nearly 20 years where they've had no access to mental health care, and they grow up into adults with crippling mental illness. I wonder why.
Michael Jackson said it best. I believe the children are the future. Teach them well
the thing
and
that
let
I can't
them
get
lead
past
the
is
way.
just this absolute crocodile tears nonsense where people say, oh, I care so much about mental health. Oh, I care so much about this stuff. And they'll turn around and you say, okay, well then let's increase your tax revenue so that we can increase mental health outreach for kids. And they say like, oh, new Social Security, who dis? Like, it's nonsense.
Crystal
So
Como,
frustrating.
thank you for sharing this. Crystal said, when I get, actually I want to read this because I think it's important. Crystal said, when I get a low mood swing, it's hard to even do the basic things to care for myself. I can't even bother to eat. It's harder to do anything but stare at a screen blankly. With music playing, I end up sleeping more or not sleeping at all. Crystal, I can completely relate to that. That's a lot like my symptoms when I have problems like that. That's why I think, you know, if you have somebody who's dealing with these issues, somebody who you think is dealing with the issues, try to reach out. You know, when I'm feeling that way, I'm just waiting for somebody to reach out to me because it's hard for me to reach out. I just cannot work up the strength. I can't because I feel like I'm such a burden already. I feel like I'm putting people out so much. I'm such a burden for feeling this way. I'm just, you know, and I'm afraid that people think that because I haven't talked to them that I don't care about them, that I'm being rude, and then it just exacerbates the problem. So many times I just wish that somebody would just like give me a call, drop me a line, say, hey, is everything okay? So if you know people are feeling that way, if you think that people are feeling that way, just reach out. Say, hey, just been thinking about you. Just wondering, is everything cool? You want to hang out sometime? Go get some coffee, play some video games, you know?
Totally. Totally.
Am I most depressive? I feel frustrated more than anything else. Absolutely nothing satisfies me. I want to do something, but it's impossible for me to engage with anything. The days look like me cycling between activities every 5 minutes. Yeah. You know, it's...
Yeah. That's how it goes. It's rough. It's really rough.
Yeah, I'm lucky because though I still have days or weeks where it's rough for me. I've sought help. I take medicine. It helps a lot. It doesn't work for everybody. It works for me, thankfully. But it took me a long time to finally come to terms with the fact that, oh, I've got a problem. If I want to feel healthy again and normal again, then I should probably try to get help, you know, and I finally pursued it. I pursued it, though. Oh, wow, what did I do?
Yeah, buddy.
I pursued it, though, with the help of my wife. I'm very lucky to have Mel, and Mel's worked in fields where... Oh, it was this part. Mel's worked in fields where she's dealt with a lot of therapy, worked with a lot of therapists, a lot of mental health issues. But I couldn't have done it alone, that's for sure. And yeah, I guess what I'm getting at is that if you have problems and if you have access to help, to treatment, if you feel like you're at that point now that you're ready to do that, I just encourage you to do it, because not every solution works for everybody. There's not one solution that could fix it for everybody. That's
the biggest thing for me, and here's another thing to avoid saying to people, all right? Never say these things, because these things are so dismissive to depressed people or anxious people. People who say, oh, you just need to go get some exercise. That's going to make you feel better.
Yeah.
You just need to go out into nature. That's going to make you feel better. Oh, you just need to change your diet. That's going to make you feel better. While all of these things can be an important part of someone's therapy, they do not apply to everyone. And it is so dismissive to think that you know the one way to make everyone else feel better, that it irritates me so much to the core, because I have so many well-meaning friends who think that, you know, just saying like, oh, well, you just need to get outside and go on a hike or go on a run or go do this or eat just kale or whatever. It's like, no.
Well,
chemicals in your brain
Yes.
do not work properly. In order to get those to work, there are plenty of places you have to go
Yes.
from to fix the underlying issues.
Exactly.
That deal with that.
Because
and
I
to
think
say
that
there's just this one catch-all is just so dismissive. It's infuriating.
I think that all of that is important. I think that diet, exercise, fresh air,
Totally.
getting out there,
Totally.
it's good for helping you maintain a healthy mental state. But first, you have to be able to achieve that state, because when you're depressed, it's virtually impossible for you to even get outside, to get out of bed,
said the same thing.
to
Amber said
eat, right, to eat healthy. Like, that seems insurmountable. Like, you can't get there. You can't get there until you are in a healthy place, and then you can. The best you can hope for is just to maintain that healthy place. So all of those things are great at maintaining that healthy place, but you got to get there first. You know.
Totally.
Like for me, I found the right prescriptions that help me. You know, it helps balance the chemical imbalance that I have that causes me to feel the way that I do. But I had to try different things first, you know, to find out what works for me. I finally found the right prescription that works for me, but it's unique. It works for me. It works for other people too, but it's not. My friend Trent, you know, he battled the same thing that I do, still does, you know, around the same time too. And we would talk, you know, oh, what are you taking? What's working for you? Oh, I'm taking this. Oh, I tried that. It didn't work for me. Oh, it's cool. It's working for you. Well, I'm taking this. It's working for me. Oh, cool. That's cool, you know. But, I mean, we have very similar symptoms, very similar problems. And
But your brains work totally differently. And yeah, so you have different imbalances that are causing similar problems. And because that's, you know, water. I just looked at chat.
I just looked at Shade, too. Yeah, that was,
But, like, so it's basically like, you know, there are different needs that different people have. Another thing that I think was important, people were mentioning, you know, how when you're depressed, it can be impossible to do anything, right? Just to like get out of bed, just to eat, just to like take care of your basic needs. If you have a friend who's depressed, one of the best ways that you can help is to help them deal with those practical problems. I'll you know, make food for you this week. I'll you know, pick up your kid from school because you can't get out of bed. I'll, you know, whatever, right?
And it can be easy to get frustrated with people who are dealing with these problems, because to a healthy person, it seems so simple. Why don't they just get out of bed? Why don't they just do this thing that is so easy for me to do? It's not that easy for them, you know? So you just, that's where empathy is so important, for you just to say like, okay, I can understand where they're coming from because of this one time that I had a similar problem, you know?
Totally.
Yeah, so patience, super important. If you're a person who is experiencing, you know, secondhand these kind of things, patience is key.
Amber put out a great little quote there. I've heard this as well. I don't know where it's from. If you can't produce your own neurochemicals, store-bought is fine.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with medications. Honestly, there are certain people who are in such a bad depressive state, they're in such bad cycles and things like that, that literally there will be no helping those people until they are medicated.
Yeah.
All right? And like that's why it bugs me when a lot of people are like anti-medication. No. Medication is a tool, just like therapy is a tool, just like any of these other things are tools.
Yeah.
And to act as if, you know, one is invalid while the other is not, it's like, you clearly don't understand how science works.
Yeah.
Science has proved that all this stuff is important, and to act like it's not is just...
Now, of course, I mean, over-medication is a problem. People self-medicating is a huge problem. So, yeah, of course there are going to be issues with medication where, yeah, of course. Like, if you are abusing medication, that's not okay.
Sure. Well, and here's another thing that I'll say. Here's a problem that I have, and this definitely contributes to the over medication, especially of children. I think it's ridiculous to get mental health consults from non-psychiatrists.
Oh, yeah.
There is a specific type of doctor who studies the brain and how to impact the brain. Psychiatrists, okay? Also neurologists. A neurologist, totally. Beyond that, you should not be getting prescriptions for mental health treatment from another doctor, all right? And I'll say it this way, okay? If you had a broken arm, okay? Let's say I need to get my broken arm fixed. Would I go to an oncologist, that's a cancer specialist, to fix my broken arm? The answer is obviously no, all right? And if you did, you'd be dumb. Now, when it comes to your brain, it's the same thing. And I'm so tired of pediatricians and general physicians providing prescriptions to antipsychotics, antidepressants, SSRIs, any kinds of mental health neurochemicals, because you're getting from a non-expert what their opinion is when they don't know. They honestly don't know. Not every doctor knows all the things. That's why you have specialists. That's why you have people who spend their entire career learning about like the knee so that they can be the expert on the knee. Go to the brain person to help fix your brain. Anyway, that's my whole rant. So tired of it.
Yeah. But I'm glad that you guys are talking about this, and just know that, again, going back to Stumped wanting to be a positive place, we want to be a place where you guys can feel comfortable talking about these things, you know? If you guys feel like you need to talk about this, if you guys can't talk to us about it, what we're hoping is that we can help build a community where you can make friends that you can feel comfortable talking about these things with.
Totally.
Here comes the fire. Boom! Get out of here.
Eva over here.
Get to that point. I feel like I'm playing better talking to you guys, all right? You guys are my good luck charm, all right?
It's low. It's like low impact. Makes
yeah,
me play
low
better.
key. You guys are helping. We got to do this all the time, all right?
Yeah.
Every time we play Overwatch, I'm going to expect all 103 of you guys to come and help me play. Get out of here. Oh, my God. We are pushing them back like jerks. We're being super rude boys. Oh, God.
Yep,
Almost dead.
yep.
Oh, God.
Get back there, buddy. Get back there.
Okay, I'm getting healed. Nice.
Yeah, I'm trying to heal. There's nobody here for me to hit.
Oh, are you the healer?
Well, I'm Brigitte, so.
Okay.
Oh, I just booped.
Yeah, I
just
saw
booped
that.
around the
That
cliff.
was pretty amazing.
That was awesome.
Oh, God.
As long as I'm bashing people, I'm healing. So I'm just trying to bash everybody.
Oh, is that right? Is that the way Brigitte
Well,
works?
not just the move bash, but like literally hitting enemies.
Oh, you're gonna put the teleporter right there? I don't think so. Get out of here.
Good job. Sorry,
Nice!
Bastion.
Oh, thank you so much. Lucio just popped that ult at just the right time.
I stuck it in the back line and killed their Bastion right before he was about to start unloading on the Toblerone.
Nice.
Great.
I was playing last night with this dude. Must have played like 6 rounds. The dude was both on my team and on the opposing team. But he exclusively rolled Bastion, and it was so annoying. And I know the reason why, too. Because he finally, after like 6 rounds, got that play of the game. And that's all he was doing it for, because he knew that if he rolled Bastion long enough, he'd get that play of the game.
You'll get there. You'll get there.
Was it worth it? Was it worth it when you kept dying over and over again?
Probably.
It's crazy that she can just...
teleporter going?
It's right on the point. She just put it right on there.
Well, that was silly.
Get out of here, Brigitte. Yeah, she keeps trying to do that.
I almost got my ult. Got my ult. Go,
Man,
go.
they are just committed to...
Push, 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 push! Smash, 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 smash!
Okay, I didn't realize that they finally fixed this, and I've been complaining about it for so long. Junkrat no longer kills himself with his own ult. Thank you.
Oh, cool.
Thank you for finally fixing that. That always pissed me off so much.
All right, my shoulder is starting to hurt. I may have to quit playing in a second.
That's fine. That's fine. We can switch it out. We've only got an hour to go.
Yeah, so we could keep talking about mental health, but Convoluted did bring up topic change. You guys talk games and movies. You guys have any beloved book series or authors? Rick, I know you have some recent ones that you've been reading that I'm intrigued by.
Oh,
So let me
yeah.
Let me
That's
just
right.
quickly give my rundowns on some book series that I think are great, and then you can spend however long you want talking about that dragon one. So, book series I think are fantastic. That everybody should at least give a shout to. Anything by Brent Weeks. He's actually from Oregon, and he did a series called the Night Angel Trilogy, as well as the Lightbringer series. Really interesting magic stuff, written in a kind of plain style. Like, it's not, fancy language and all this kind of stuff. It's very, accessible and quickly paced. I really like those. Beyond that, the Temeraire series, which is a young adult series essentially, but it focuses on the Napoleonic Wars and if the if the military had dragons. And it treats dragons like a naval ship.
That's cool.
It's pretty incredible, actually. So, for me, those are some great series. Definitely worth checking out. Get smashed, get smashed, get smashed. Temeraire series and any Brent Weeks series. All right, Rick, go ahead and have at it.
Oh God, oh my God, it's been like a couple months since I've read this book, and now I'm trying to remember what it was called. It was so good. The most recent one in the trilogy is called Test of the Road. Oh my God, why am I forgetting the name of the book? Hold on, I'm gonna get it for you guys after this.
Go for it. Yeah, but we can figure it out afterward.
Yeah.
Her Majesty's Dragon is so good, isn't it, Ice Chang? I love those books. They're so interesting. And just the concept of like them being on top of these dragons, which are fully feeling creatures. Like they are intelligent dragons, not like beasts. And just like them treating it like, oh yeah, we have like a crew on here, and they have to be like attached by these like nets and things. We got a Doom Punchy in the back line.
Where? Oh, like by our spawn?
I got him.
Okay.
He tried to sneak around the top. Oh, I'm getting smashed. What hit me? A mind arrow? Doom Punchy. Yep, that's his name, right?
Yep, Doom Punch.
Let's see.
Doom Punch got bad punch.
Big Murakami fan
okay.
yourself. Didn't mean to cry. I've heard a lot of good things about Murakami.
Yeah. I'm reading a non-fiction history of hip-hop right now called Can't Stop, Won't Stop.
Oh, yeah?
Which is pretty good. If you're into music at all, or specifically hip-hop, it goes all the way back to the roots of hip-hop in the South Bronx in the 70s. It's so crazy learning about the Bronx in the 70s, because it was literally like a third world country. Like, it was a part of the country that was completely abandoned and forgot about. Oh God, what the? Oh God damn it.
Oh, get on it. Burn over time. My goodness. Red Wall's the best? Nice. Oh, man. You're rereading the Dresden Files. I've heard good things about the Dresden Files. I had fans of that when I was in high school. Those books were
They made a
already,
show about that, right?
way up there. Yeah, they did. Is Dresden Files Discworld? It's in some weird universe, right?
It's not Discworld, no. But I think it is in a... Well, wasn't... what was that? Something Wood? Wasn't that
Deadwood.
No,
Deadwood.
not Deadwood.
Sorry.
You know the one I'm talking about. Torchwood. Wasn't Torchwood within the Dresden Files universe?
No, that's Doctor Who.
I thought they were...
Torchwood is in the Doctor Who universe.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Mimi. Here you go. Let's give you some love.
I think our healer did a great job. Who else? Our Hanzo was fine, I think. Piggy Boy did great. Call him the leader. It's a shot caller.
Seraphina. That's the book I was thinking about. Seraphina. Here we go. We can go ahead and let's see if I'm gonna level up. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna level up.
I need to put my shoulder up. I need to get some ice.
Oh, I'm not gonna level up at all.
Come on, Rick. Gotta level up.
Not even close.
So if you want to keep playing or something, that's fair. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab my.
No, it's fine. I've got to fix the camera over here too. Let's fix Price's camera again. So Seraphina it's a book about dragons, but there was a war between people and dragons, and there's like an armistice, basically, where... Come on. There we go. They agree to stop warring with one another, but the dragons can take human form. And so the dragons are like living with the humans, but the dragons have to like agree to like wear these things that indicate that they are dragons. So they can't fool the humans, but then some stuff happens and the dragons go back to war with the people or try to create another war. It's pretty good. Seraphina, pretty good book. All right, he's back.
Okay,
So,
anytime.
all right, we got another hour of the stream.
Okay.
What should we do, y'all? What would you guys like to see us do, I guess?
Way off now.
Oh,
In the same
because
position.
I fixed it. Hold on, because I fixed it on the
right,
other
right,
scene,
right.
but I didn't have a chance to fix it on the.
Right,
and I
right,
tried to
right.
fix it without you in the scene, but I was off. So let me just fix it.
Yeah, Zeppy, that's how it goes, man. I'm sorry about that.
What's that?
But, you know. So he said, I just now took the next step and asked a girl I've been talking to if she felt the same way back, more than friends. Well, she didn't. I don't know how to feel about this. Plenty more fish in the sea. Yeah, I mean, I think don't get discouraged. Don't get disheartened, because that is just the nature of those types of things, right?
Yep.
Hopefully y'all can still be friends, because like most importantly, like with relationships and whatnot, it's just that you have a friendship at the core of it. And, you know, having a relationship like that is not the end of everything.
Yeah.
And that's not the be all end all.
You know, it's interesting because Mel and I, we've been married for a while now. Had our ups and downs, obviously. For those of you guys who have been fans for a while, you know that. We've been pretty open about those things. But we're going on 13 years married now, which is crazy. A lot of people are like, you guys are so young. That's crazy.
Crazy.
But we read a lot of books about relationships and stuff. There's this guy named Gottman that we read a lot. And sort of breaks down because Gottman does research and it's like, this is like what research has indicated about relationships and how relationships evolve and what makes a healthy relationship. The first year is like the struggle, you know, because the idyllic idea of marriage wears thin, and then you have to learn how to actually live with another person, start dealing with their faults, you know, because they're not going to change. But then basically as you work through the relationship, you don't learn to love each other more. You learn how to deal with each other, essentially. That's what happens. But there's like basically this curve where it's like you get married and then the curve dips down because it gets more difficult, and then the longer you stick together, the curve starts to go back up and you start to appreciate each other more and more and more. But by your 40th year, which of course is long, you reach this happiness, well, at least, you know, statistically, the majority of people reach like a happiness similar to where they were when they first got married, you know? So you're literally going to have your ups and downs. You're going to, like, most people, the majority of people are going to have struggles about halfway through that point. It's going to get rough as you learn to deal with each other and learn to, like, accept people's faults rather than trying to change their faults. And when I say faults, I don't mean like significant faults that you should change, but like, oh, I don't like the way that they do this one thing. I wish that they wouldn't do that thing. I don't like that they snore. I don't like that they keep the lid off the toothpaste, that kind of stuff.
Right. Little things that don't actually matter.
Yeah.
Gottman is considered the leading top main researcher when it comes to relationships. So definitely a solid person to be reading for sure.
How's your Aunt Price?
Not
Suzanne
great.
asks.
Sucks. I hate it. It's in pain all the time, but whatever. You know.
So,
It's just life right now.
I guess, you know, we solicit your guys' feedback for our freeform test pilot talk show. What would you guys like to talk about? We've talked enough about the stuff that we want to talk about. I'm curious to know what you guys would like to talk about, not only now, but moving forward. What do you guys think would be interesting? And we can shift topics, you know? I want to be interactive with y'all, and yeah, we can even do stuff like pull up pictures. Like, you talking about something, I'll look it up, share it with the class, switch on over. Price, will you need surgery?
Not that I know of yet. I go back in a couple of weeks. I have another appointment, and they'll tell me if I need surgery. At the moment, no. But who knows?
Ray Reptile said music, movies, etc. is always my favorite. That's cool because that's what we like to talk about.
We already talked about a lot of that.
I'm curious to know because I would love to talk about like movies that are currently out. And
okay,
well, not right now, but moving forward, naturally, we don't want to spoil anything. So I'm just curious to know from your guys' perspective, how do you guys feel about spoilers during movie talk? Like we would, Drager, 200 bits. I really like this format, and it's not only entertaining but also informational. Thank you, Drager. Like if we are going to be talking movies, would you guys be open to the idea of us talking spoilers if we indicated that there would be spoilers? Would that turn you guys off of listening to us talk about movies? I'm just wondering.
I mean,
where we should stand on spoilers.
As long as we put a big like banner that's like spoilers, and like give people time to like mute, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's fine, right?
You guys are my favorite YouTube group. I love you guys with a passion. Suzanne, thank you so much.
Suzanne.
Thank you.
Glad you enjoy.
Maybe put some kind of notification on the screen telling which. Yes, definitely. And I have to apologize right now. We have a very minimal layout right now for this stream because I got the like base assets from Ash just last night, so I didn't have a lot of time to really set up the stuff that I would like to set up. But by next week, it'll be a lot more awesome. You know, it'll have like recent sub stuff and Bit Boss stuff, and it'll be looking a lot better. As long as they're not new movies, says Drager.
Well, I mean, that was specifically what Rick was talking about, was if we talked about new movies, you know, could we do spoilery talk? And I think as long as we, in my personal opinion, I think anytime it's okay to talk about spoiler talk as long as you give people enough of a heads up about that. I also think we'll want to change the dashboard. The title, like if we're talking like spoilers, add a big spoiler talk to the front of it.
Totally.
And then, you know, have the big things across the top and bottom. Like it could be like giant warning signs that are like spoilers, like all over the place. And then that's fine, I think.
I think I think that what we could even do is just like be like, you know, I'll have like a scene and I just like push the button on my stream deck and it'll just be like spoilers, and then you'll know.
Yep.
You know, for the next couple minutes, I think maybe mute the stream.
And then, yeah, we can say, mute this the stream until this symbol is, you know, no longer here.
Oh, yeah.
Or, you know, also, we'll tweet out when we're done with spoiler talk, right? So if you're like, okay, I want to know when I should pop back in, but I'm going to leave for now, keep your Twitter open, keep whatever open. We'll send out a message, and then you can be like, all right, we're coming back.
Gary actually said Co-Optional Podcast does it pretty well. They even hold up their fingers until they're done. I think that we can do them one better. And like Price said, we'll actually have an indicator on the stream that will turn on during spoiler talk, and then when spoiler talk is done, we'll turn it off. That way we don't have to sit here with a finger up. I was also happy that you guys received the fan letter from me last August. I started making YouTube videos on May 22nd of last year. Awesome, Suzanne.
Cool.
Yeah, we encourage you guys. I mean, if you guys feel creative and expressive, do it, man. Don't be afraid. We got lucky because you know, people started watching our stuff and we couldn't be more appreciative. But when we started this, we just did it for fun. You got to start this for fun. You know, Biohazard detective evacuate immediately sound effects.
Exactly. Like as soon as you start it, you hit that button, it goes
like a klaxon. Yeah.
Yeah, and then like it is like spoilers across the top, and then like you can have like the name of the. We're just talking design now.
Yeah.
The name of the movie as well, like right there, so people know this is what we're spoiling. Let's talk spoilers about this thing. If you can't use that as enough information to not watch what we're doing or like to not listen, I mean, at that point, it's like you do have to take some ownership over your avoiding spoilers, right? Because going on Twitter, you're going to see spoilers. Going anywhere on the internet, spoilers will be there, and you know you have to navigate that if you're worried about it. You know?
Yeah. It's basically why you can't use social media like until you see a thing. Like you're like, okay, new Star Wars is out. I'm going to be off Twitter for 2 days until I see it because I don't want to be spoiled.
Exactly.
Every fourth Sunday is WWE pay-per-view talk with Price as Rick listens. We could have a segment, and that's totally what I'm talking about, Ray. Like, obviously, we're not going to talk about movies for 4 hours straight. We're not going to talk about music for 4 hours straight, even video games for 4 hours straight. You know, 4 hours is a long time. But I would like to develop segments that we can have, you know, movie talk segments. We could totally have a WWE segment. But if we have a WWE segment, then I'm probably going to have a Timber segment. I'm going to force you to listen to me talk about the Timbers. which is something that I'm sure nobody else would like to hear either. I'm sure that we at least have some people who can appreciate WWE talk. But I'm going to have to find something to annoy you with. I'm going to have to find something to annoy you with. Not that I'm going to be annoyed. I joke. I would actually be open to wrestling. As a matter of fact, there is a local wrestling thing that they do every week. It's super local. Hold on. Mel actually brought it up to me. Let me see if I can...
Is this DOA?
It might be. I think it's actually in Lake Oswego.
I think I know what you're talking about. I think it's DOA. That's very local. That's very local.
But like the reviews on it are like pretty good. People rave about it.
I'm sure it's a blast.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like currently at the moment, like I'm already going to. I have 2 wrestling shows in the next 2 months. There's one on July 20th here, and then there's one at the beginning of August up in Seattle that we're going to, and like there's so much wrestling. It's so good.
I'm just saying that if you ever wanted to come with me 1 week and just watch this, I'd be down.
No, sure.
Because it sounds fun. It sounds fun. Yeah.
I bet that this is probably the truest of the true indie, where it's going to be, you know, 20 audience members scattered throughout a, you know, high school auditorium or gymnasium, and like just the lowest of low budget stuff. But whatever, man. I'm down.
Oh, Better Cheddar, thank you for asking. How are the Timbers doing this year? They're doing excellent. We're on a 12-game unbeaten streak, and we just beat our #1 rivals yesterday in their town. So it was pretty great.
The Sounders.
The Sounders. Rick, you can have World Cup talk. I did a little bit for a couple streams. Yeah, only for a couple streams because it's gonna be over in a couple weeks. I can't wait to see who wins. For a split-second price, I thought you were going to say you were going to All In. What is that?
All In is a wrestling event that's being put on by a group of wrestlers. They're known as the Bullet Club in Japan, but they're made up of Cody Rhodes, the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, whole bunch of awesome, toppest tier wrestlers in the world. Like, they are incredible, but they're technically independent wrestlers. And so they decided they're going to put on their own show. So usually a show is put on by a promotion. So like New Japan Pro Wrestling will put on a show, or Ring of Honor Wrestling out of Chicago will put on a show. But Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks and the Bullet Club, they decided they're going to put on their own big wrestling show. They've got a whole bunch of huge wrestlers, and they sold it out within moments. That's an old Bullet Club picture, but still a good one.
That's the first thing that came up. I thought that would...
Yeah, that's OG. That's OG BC.
How old is this one?
All right, let's pull up a new one. Let's see. Where's the next one? Let's see. It's taking a while. It's a big delay here.
Hold on. Oh, I haven't switched to the next one yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you gotta. Okay, let's see. Is this the same old Bullet Club picture right here?
Waiting. I'm just waiting. Let's see. All right, so that's like AJ Styles era. So that's maybe like 2 years old, 3 years old.
Okay.
That one, yeah, it says 2015, 2016 on there.
Oh, okay.
I mean, let's see. There's one in color over there where I can see Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks.
Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks. Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh, does it actually say Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks?
No, I can just see them.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, don't worry about it, you know.
What about this one?
It'd be difficult. Just Google a picture of Kenny Omega.
Kenny Omega.
Yeah, Kenny Omega, The Elite, Cody Rhodes, any of those. Marty Scurll.
Whoa, look at this picture of Kenny Omega. All right, Kenny Omega.
Kenny Omega's incredible, dude. Let's see.
Look at that.
Oh, yeah, that's great. Kenny! I love it when the audience just yell. So he's a big-time wrestler in Japan. Mm-hmm. He's currently the IWGP heavyweight champion, which rarely does a non-Japanese individual get that. So he's a big-time gaijin wrestler, as they say, and he is legitimately one of the best wrestlers in the world, and I love it. Yeah, Saito, you get it. Whenever he's wrestling, the audience just yelling Kenny. It's so great. Oh man. Anyway.
I do love the passion of wrestling fans.
Dude, yeah.
It's I have nothing against wrestling. it's just I feel so removed from it, you know. It just seems like one of those things that it's so hard to get into. Even with soccer, I didn't have a soccer team until the Timbers entered the MLS like 8 years ago, you know. It was at that time I was like, oh, perfect. This is a team entering the league, so I can start from the beginning with them, you know.
Totally. Yeah. No, and that's a huge thing about wrestling is Jazzy often, I think, attempting to insult me, will talk about like, oh, you're just watching your soap operas, blah, blah, blah. But it's a soap opera. It's an ongoing story that's been going for decades that, you know, there is this intrigue and this back-built story, and there's lots of, you know, retrofitting and changing things and whatnot to try and make it work. And it's hard for people to jump in on a lot of that stuff. But luckily, WWE does have this really great thing where before all of the big major shows, they'll play these packages, these video packages, where like they'll take all of the footage over the past couple of months and give you an entry into the story. Like, why are these two people fighting? Why, you know, what's the history behind these people? And it's pretty dang great. Last thing I'll say, so we don't have to go on wrestling talk for forever, because I know we don't need to do that. If anyone wants to start watching wrestling, the most consistent, best wrestling week to week is WWE's feeder brand, what we call it, where like they build their talent, called NXT. NXT is week to week, incredible. Every main event you have to watch. It's must-watch wrestling. The stories are great. The characters are great. They're really given the freedom to kind of explore interesting, new, cutting-edge ways of doing wrestling. And it's because Vince McMahon isn't touching it at all.
Yeah.
And then they just started their new brand, which will probably get the weekly show, I'm going to guess, in 3 to 6 months, NXT UK, where it's all UK wrestlers, where there's just this new renaissance of incredible wrestling coming out of the UK. One of my favorite tag teams in the entire world, Mustache Mountain. You guys have probably seen me wear the shirt with the mustache on it. Incredible. Absolutely incredible.
One of your like 20 t-shirts that are wrestling based.
I've got more than 20.
Like basically every t-shirt you wear these days is going to be a wrestling t-shirt.
Dude, I haven't been able to wear any of my wrestling t-shirts.
I know, are you so bummed? Yeah.
I'm so bummed.
I remember the first day that you showed up to record after you got your sling. You were just wearing a zip-up hoodie with nothing underneath it. You're
because I couldn't put anything else on, man. It's the worst.
Zeppy, a while ago, you had a proposal for a segment. React to a video together. A sub or mod provides a link to a YouTube video, and we all react to it. It can go bad. We would have to work out the logistics of that. I like the idea of watching something and
we could
reacting.
Like cultivate a list ahead of time, because I'm not comfortable just watching a random video and us reacting.
Like we could definitely like solicit things and then like pick things. I love that. I love reacting to things. We love to watch bad movies. I would love to watch bad movies, but the thing is, there's copyright stuff, and you can't just play a movie on Twitch. There will be repercussions if you don't have permission. Obviously, with stuff like YouTube and stuff, that it's a little bit more open. So, but talking about the bad movies, we love to watch bad movies together because reacting to bad movies is the best. There's something very fun about that, and I would love to get your guys' reaction when it comes to these things too. Like, what's a good YouTube thing? Oh, we were just talking about it. Yesterday, as a matter of fact, we brought it back up, but the long man, stuff like that, where it's just like sharing that with people. It's so much fun because the first time we saw it, we were just like, what is this thing? And I love sharing that kind of stuff with people. MST3K is the best. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Benny Jets. Like, MST3K, of course, they get permission to air those kind of things. I would love to do stuff like that with you guys, but we would need to find a way to do it with content that we have access to legally.
Yeah.
You could mention a bad movie earlier in the week, and then come Sunday, we could all discuss it together. That's actually a good idea, and that's basically...
It's Bad Movie Club. Bad Movie Club.
We would love to do stuff like that. We are both fans of Bad Movie Podcasts. Price.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like... How Did This Get Made does that exact thing, actually, where they say, next week we're going to be discussing this movie. We don't want to ape off of like what they do, exactly what they do, because essentially what you just described was How Did This Get Made, which is a great podcast, and you guys should all watch it. But we could do something along similar lines. That would be a ton of fun.
And I would say that I don't think that How Did This Get Made has a hold on the concept of a bad movie podcast or anything like that. Because there's plenty of them. There's dozens of them.
Yes.
I think that there's just the format that they do. Like we couldn't do like second opinions and stuff.
Right. Exactly. We would just need to find a way to put our unique print on it.
What we could do is, we could like comb through Netflix or wherever places that we think that people have access to and find movies that, everybody can get to and be like, next week we'll talk about this, and we'll like maybe spend an hour or so talking about a bonkers film.
Well, Marshmallow Magic, you actually bring up a really good point. Does that podcast have a chat room though? And that's, I think you're perfectly right.
They have a live audience.
Well, sometimes when they do live shows, but that does put a unique spin on it. And that's why streaming is so cool compared to these other forms of content. Like we can get your guys' immediate reactions. Like a show like How Did This Get Made? They will take emails and comments from people relating to last week's show, because that's the only way that they can get feedback, right?
Sure.
It's delayed by a week or two. We can get your guys' immediate feedback, which is so fun. Like Zeptic said, imagine if you guys putting the Larry and Tyser video up on stream at the moment, you discovered it, and we had no clue what it was. Yeah, like getting a genuine reaction.
That's what
like
he's saying about like having the blind videos that we would watch and whatnot.
Yeah.
And that's where so we would want to cultivate a list of this, maybe have the mods, review them first and be like, is this appropriate? And then we can get our, live reactions. Because I do just worry about, people sharing links and then just being like, oh, watch this one. And then we find out like later, like, oh, this is like a super offensive video. Right?
Yeah, I think there's a way to do it. I love these suggestions, though. You guys keep them coming because this is exactly what I was hoping for. We can create these segments and cultivate them and actually flesh them out. And then who knows, they become their own thing eventually if people like them. I can see something like us at the end of every segment or at the end of every stream saying like, okay, go ahead and tweet hashtag this, or go ahead and send your links to X thing. And then we'll compile a list throughout the week, and then we'll review them and decide whether or not they're appropriate. And then once the next week rolls around, we'll be like, okay, here's a video sent in from, this person from, or this person. And then we'll watch it together and we'll react.
Indeed.
I guess the only tricky part there was that we may need a third party to review them, because if we want a genuine reaction.
That's what I was saying. So like have the mods review it if they want to, or have other people review them. We could, run it by, I don't know, somebody. I mean, heck, we could even just run it by Ash or Jazz if they're not going to be here. Be like, is this okay to watch on stream? Don't tell me about the video, but is this okay to watch on stream?
Obviously, the last thing that we want is to put more work on our mods, because they do so much for us already, and they are amazing.
Totally true.
But like, I could see something like us creating something in Discord where you guys can share links on Discord, and then the mods will just go through and either delete the ones that aren't appropriate.
Totally.
And then we'll just be left with the things that are appropriate, and then we'll just pull from that Discord when we stream. That'll be fun.
Absolutely.
Could put up a lyric to a song, and chat has to guess what song. That's Genghis.
That's an interesting idea.
I like that. Yeah, we can play some games. That's good. I like where you guys are going with this stuff.
Wait, Rick, what are you? Games? Games on a game channel? What? What?
We're creating new games here.
What?
We're breaking the game mold. These ain't your mama's games. Dunk will also review. We are in for it, says McGalaxy.
Right,
wow, I like where this is going. Stumped fan art segment, Crystal Camus. Excellent idea. We get so much amazing Stumped fan art. As a matter of fact, let's share some right now. Oh my goodness.
Go hunt it down. My goodness.
I'm gonna go to my Twitter and find some stuff that's been shared with us, because there are definitely some amazing things. Okay, one in particular that I gotta share. Let's see.
Not gonna happen, Tetchy. Never gonna happen.
What?
No bad rats. Never.
Nope. No,
piece on that
Price
game.
knows why, and it goes beyond just the fact that it's a bad game, but it's a bad game. It's bad.
It's a game offensive. I would feel bad for perpetuating.
Yeah.
That's where it's at. Oh, Zeppy says yeah, or there's just a hashtag art sharing in our Discord. You know, that's just people.
Yeah,
I don't
we can
know. I
pull
don't
from
think it's
there.
always fan art, but it's art from our community. Yeah. Possibly a segment where stump pets get love and get showcased. You guys could do that. Rick could show off his puppers like he always does. He loves those puppers.
I love them. I love them with the passion of a million suns.
I don't have any pets, but I have a lot of pink stuffed animals of sorts.
I'm coming through my.
How much pink I've got over here?
I've been tweeting too much lately. I'm coming through my Twitter to find this picture. Y'all bear with me. Here it is. Here it is. Courtesy of the lovely Dryad Tess. All right, y'all. This is my favorite of the week. There are so many greats.
Oh
but
no.
Pringles
I know
bath.
which one this is.
Courtesy of Dryad Test. Sorry, not sorry. That's just it's so amazing. I love the Pringle in my fingers like it's a cigar, you know? Just and the Pringle on Ash's head. It's you guys send so much amazing fan art. It's amazing. You guys are the best.
Tess, it's a wonderful rendering.
It's so good. You really got our likeness so good. There's just.
Can you show her? I think she shortly after that tweeted another image of her realizing what she had done. Like it's just like a drawing of herself, just kind of like shocked and appalled at having done that art.
Let me see if I can get that. Hold on. I'm sure I can. If it's on your tweets, I'm sure. Oh, yep.
Tess is in here right now. That's okay. We'll bring it up next time. We'll tell her to watch
here's Tess's reaction, looking at finished art. Why the hell do I do this to myself? Because we make you. Because we have this power and influence over you, and we use it for things like this.
I love that. I love that. That's so great.
Fan art. I love it. I love it. Because, I feel like more people need to see the fan art that is made. Obviously, it's shared and stuff like our Discord, art share and stuff, and we retweet the heck out of it. But, I mean, the whole world needs to see how amazing you guys are and the crazy stuff you guys come up with.
All right, Rick. Suzanne the Cat Ninja has a very important question. What is your favorite mythical creature?
Oh. This one is so easy for me. It's Sasquatch. No question about it. I don't know why, but I love Sasquatch. I love the Squatch.
Love that. You love that Squanch.
I do. I've got like one of my favorite coffee mugs is a mug that Mel bought me a few years ago. It's just a Sasquatch like handmade mug. It's not like a face of his, but it's like a nice ceramic mug and it's got like Sasquatches on it. I'm a huge fan of Sasquatch's book. Oh. I know what I'm gonna do right now. We're gonna have story time. Hold on.
Oh, okay. So real quick, some of my favorites. Big fan of the jackalope. That's an American Southwest kind of mythical creature. It's just basically a jackrabbit with antlers. But the jackalope also it's theorized that the reason that people believe in that is because they've seen rabbits with cordyceps, which is like a fungus that like looks like antlers or horns coming out of your face. Beyond that, gosh, it's really tricky to pick like a big mythical creature.
Which one did you pick first?
The jackalope.
Oh yeah,
jackalope is awesome. Because I grew up with that. Like that was the thing. Like I was read stories as a child about the jackalopes. Beyond that, I don't know. Maybe like a tengu. The tengus are pretty cool. Or like a hippogriff.
Okay, this is perfect because cool. I've got to pull up pictures of these because
pull up. Okay, go do what you got to do.
Yep, I gotta pull up a tengu.
Oh, you don't know what a tengu is?
How would you spell tengu?
Tengu.
T-E-N. I spelled T-A-N. That's the problem. Yep. Okay.
The birdie ones, not the red face with the long nose.
Here is a Tengu from, let's see, I gotta find a better one than that. Yeah, because there is a Japanese demon called a Tengu as well.
Well, that's like they're both correct, but they're different interpretations of the same thing is the problem. There are the bird-faced Tengus, and there's like the more demon Tengus.
There's this Tengu right here. Tell me what you think about this Tengu here. Is this an accurate representation? This Tengu?
Gotta wait. It takes a little bit. I'm gonna have to refresh my page here in a second because it's just not. I think I'm behind. think I'm behind on
I
you
think
there.
at the beginning of the stream we had that problem, and then it just set you behind.
That's cool. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I mean, that's a very stylized version of a Tengu. That's like that'd be like if Final Fantasy made a Tengu.
All right.
But the elements are there. It's like a raven, kind of anthropomorphized with like a red face like that for sure.
What else did you say?
Like a hippogriff,
A hippogriff.
like from World of Warcraft. You know.
I know what a hippogriff is. I just want to make sure that we
Yeah.
get a picture for everybody else who just may not know what a hippogriff is.
Or from Harry Potter. It's basically like a griffin, but just
Like a
like
hippogriff.
morphologically, it's slightly different. It doesn't have lion's feet. It has more like hooves, I believe.
Right. It's got the bird feet in the front, hooves in the back.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like a horse mixed with a bird rather than a lion mixed with a bird.
So, this may be what got me so into Sasquatch, Bigfoot. A book called In Me Own Words, The Autobiography of Bigfoot, Words and Pictures by Graham Romay. So,
Okay. Never heard of this.
it's a very short book. Starts, am not
Story
Chewbacca. I am not Chewbacca. Me think Chewbacca jerk. He no can act. He ride Bigfoot coattails. He think he cool, but he not. He phony loser with no class. He all messed up on crack, me think. People think me Chewbacca. Sometimes no. Me have job. Bad Wookie bad. I am not Chewbacca.
Oh, later McGalaxy. Oh my god, that's incredible.
Me have opinion. What happened, world, me ask? Me once believe in good. Now, no. World go shit, just like Bigfoot screenwriting career. Me write story once about Bigfoot who hate life work for corporation. He form club with other Bigfoot and fight in basement. Many clubs. It star me, Lou Ferrigno, and Pat Morita. It called Tussle Club. Hollywood say I crazy. Now Pat Morita no return calls. He snob. He no get Christmas card. Maybe I smash with log. Anywho, movie never get make. Lots of people make fun, make money from Bigfoot. You think me see one dime? No. Monster truck people even ask to use name. Teach them lesson. Maybe I smash them with log. Maybe rock. I see what tickle fancy when time come. Make hurt good. And it goes on like that. I'll just show you this picture because it's pretty great. This is the next part called You Think I Want Live in Bush? And he talks about having to listen to the squirrels play their slide whistles all day. And there's just this amazing picture of a squirrel playing a slide whistle there. But there's actually
That's
two
incredible.
books. There's In Me Own Words, and then he also has a follow-up called Bigfoot, I Not Dead. So if you guys have never heard of these books, I highly encourage you to check them out. They are really funny, and they're just short,
That's
little,
wonderful.
cute little
That
books.
is wonderful.
But,
oh my god.
Yeah. I think that's
So,
probably where my love affair started.
So, I just had a
Sleepy
thought.
Boy.
Another thing that we could do. That yeah made me yawn, Rick, because you told me a bedtime story. What do you call? For some reason, I'm blanking on the word, which is just it's killing me that I can't. Fan fiction. We could read fan fiction, not about us, but like other fan fiction about like things that we're interested in, right? Like hunt down
That's good.
some high quality Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings or Star Wars or whatever fan fiction, Dragon Ball Z fan fiction. I read that as a kid. I almost wrote some. I read that. And read that like a story time kind of thing. That could be kind of fun. Link people to the story and everybody can read along, and we're giving some kind of exposure to the people who write this stuff, encouraging people to write more, and ultimately laugh along with some silly fan fiction, because there's definitely some goofy fan fiction out there. That could be fun.
I'm actually jotting these ideas down. Fan fiction corner. Great.
And by the way, yes, there is some
stuff.
fanfic. Some people have written some, and it's great. Like there was actually
I remember
really
some of
great
them.
Story someone had written, I think, about Fake Rick, way back in the day, and it was.
It was a multi-parter. I think it was posted on our Reddit, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that was pretty great. I mean, you guys have helped us create some of the ridiculous lore that still exists in in Stumped In. The fake Rick thing is a huge part of that. As a matter of fact, I can actually show you one of the old things that pops up. Just today, I was searching for like some old pictures of Stumped that I could use like in the stream. So I just searched Stumped and saw what Google Images brought up. And this is still on like the first page. It's still high up on the list if you just type in Stumped. Actually, I think I have to type in Stumped Gamers. But this is one of our early pieces of fan art, and it's still like so incredible because it was still so like influential on the channel. Where the hell are you? I know I just pulled you up earlier. It's the fake Rick picture.
Ah, yes, of course. Fake Rick. Good old classics. Fanfic about Rick's Gang Beast powers, that could happen for sure. Fanfic about Jazzy being some kind of poultrygeist. There's so many little corners that things could run down.
And what's fun about that is like we read that stuff and we're like, this is amazing, and then it becomes incorporated into the stuff that we make, you know, like on our Minecraft series. Like so much of that stuff, it's all just been stuff that you guys have helped us make up, you know. We never like started Stumped saying that we wanted to create these characters.
Let's put it this way, like it's kind of a push and pull that we have where you know, we'll make episodes and things will just happen, right? They unfold naturally. A lot of the fake Rick stuff, a lot of it just happened. And then you guys in the comments picked up on little details and you're like focused on those little details. And we're like, oh my gosh, I didn't even notice that. But the fans out there said like, this matters. So then when we go with the next part, we're like, okay, this is a thing. Let's run with this. Now this is a part of it, right? Like the voices in Ash's head, or you know, a lot of the stuff having to do with fake Rick and like people like having these theories where we're like, oh my gosh, yeah, we didn't even think about that, but that's a fake Rick thing. So then we'll carry that forward, right? Or like people really love Tinkles, or Bean Can Joe is one that Better Cheddar did, and it's like we didn't know that would like take off. We've come up with new characters and stories every single series that we do. And then whatever y'all pick up on, we're like, you know what?
Yeah.
That's the next one.
Exactly.
That's the next detail.
Yeah, like, especially with Gang Beast, like, we'll just say some offhanded things, and then you guys will just, like, tweet about it or comment about it, and then we're like, oh, that's a thing that people like. Okay. We'll just insert that into Minecraft now. Let's
put it this way. There's, like, Fetchy brings up Future Price. I'll comment on that in a bit. But the Pringles bath is a perfect example of it. We've now talked about Pringles baths for like a month straight. Yeah. And it's only because y'all picked up on it and thought it was hilarious in one of the previous Gang Beast episodes and kept on, you made fan art and you kept talking about it on Twitter and talking about it in our comments. And it's like, well, now Pringles baths are just a thing that we have to deal with.
And now
we just have to, that's a real thing, apparently.
Well, now I'm on a quest to get sponsored by Pringles. Like that.
Yes, it's true.
I'm joking, but nothing would make my world. Yeah, I am, because if Pringles were like, hey, we see that you're talking about us and we would like to sponsor you with a lifetime supply of Pringles, I would be like, yes. And I would make a Pringles bath come true.
Another one brought up is Lava Steve. Lava Steve, same deal. A lot of the characters from Crawl, totally.
Dude, we were lucky enough to be some of the first people to play Crawl and actually have them name characters in the game, legitly name the characters because we named them. Like none of the characters in Crawl had names. We just started giving them ridiculous names, and then they were like, yeah, now it's really called Lava Steve. Guess what?
Yep, Lava Steve.
That's his name
Lava
now.
Emporium.
Yep.
It's for all your lava needs.
Poopy's outside. So there's one, yeah.
Yeah, Tanjmu and who else had brought that up? Fetchy. The Future Price thing. When I was editing The Escapists,
oh yeah,
as I was editing it, I was like, oh, we're saying things, and we figure it out in an hour from now, right? But as far as you guys are concerned, that's 4 days from now. And I know that the comments are just going to be so full of people just like, you guys are so dumb, you don't know what you're doing. You guys, this is all you have to do. Oh my gosh, how can they be so stupid? And it's like, we're not stupid. We figure it out within a very short period of time while we're playing the game. But because it's spread out across 4 days, people are going to like be just assuming that like, oh, I have to leave these comments that are so negative and angry. So I introduced the Future Price thing as a way of like, oh, let me just preempt all of this. So it's just like, as soon as someone says something that someone would just jump on, like, you're so wrong, I just pop in like, hey guys, so by the way, we totally know this. We figure it out. You don't have to freak out about it. Calm down. Because it's one of those things that we as YouTubers see that I think that a lot of other like people who comment don't understand, right? Is like your comment's not the only comment, right? There's hundreds, thousands of comments all saying the same things. And we get it and we appreciate help, but at the same time, it's like after a while, it's like now it's just rude, right?
Yeah.
You're just being rude for rudeness' sake.
Yeah, especially because, like Price said, like the same comments will be made over and over, the identical comments. Sometimes one on top of the other, when you could just literally look at the comment before you comment and see, oh, somebody already said this. I don't need to say it again. Another thing to remember is that oftentimes when we play a game, it'll be new and we'll be playing it before it's even out.
Yes.
So, like, if we don't have access to things like wikis or watching other people's videos to find out how to do things. So literally the only way that we can find out how to do it is just to figure it out for ourselves through trial and error. But by the time it comes out, the game is out. Wikis already have information. There are other videos. So to everybody else, it seems, oh, they should have just looked at the wiki, but we have no access to that stuff. So, like, we literally... Price has to go in and use the future price thing just to let people know, like, we know this now, the information now exists, but we didn't at the time.
And I'll say this, we still got the comments. Proving my point.
Yeah.
Proving my point.
But we feel like
you can't wait until the end of the video to leave your comment. You got to leave it immediately before, like, 1 second later, future price pops up and goes like, don't worry, we know. It just, it's hilarious. It's hilarious.
But we did due diligence, you know? We know that we did our due diligence, so that's the best we can do. Okay, well, you know, I enjoy your videos even more if you don't know the game. Thatchy, I feel the same way.
We struggle through it. Yeah, we're not an esports team. We are a bunch of normal goofs goofing through games and having a blast together. Yeah. And that's how normal people play games. And you just suck at them, you know?
I think that that's particularly applicable to our 4-player content, you know? Like, there are games, obviously, that we're good at. Price plays a lot of Slime Rancher. He's become good at it, and people like to watch him play it because he's good at it. He knows what he's doing. I feel like I'm starting to develop something similar to that on my channel, Little RimWorld. When I first started playing it, I had no idea what I'm doing, but now that I'm playing it, people like to just see it, what I'm doing, and it can be fun to watch somebody who's good at it. You can learn how to do these things. But as far as the 4-player stuff that we do, like, we play so many different games every week, week in and week out. It would be impossible for us to buckle down and play a game so frequently that we get really good at it. I think the only exception there is Gang Beasts, and even then, we're not that good. Because even though on paper it seems that we played a lot of it, and we've probably only played maybe 100 hours, maybe 200 hours, which sounds like a lot, but
of Gang Beasts?
Yeah. Because we have, you know, 230 episodes. You know, you think everyone is 20 minutes long. You know, you do the math. So honestly, it seems like, oh, they've been playing it for 4 years, but it's like, yeah, if you add it up, they really haven't played it that long. But could you even get good?
I'll put it this way. Amber. When we play with other people, we all realize that we're all very good at Gang Beasts.
Yeah.
When we went to PAX last year, or maybe the year
bye,
before.
Suzanne.
Bye, Suzanne. Thanks for being here. We you know, we'll play in the big group where, like, they'll get people up on stage to play. You know, we'll pop up and we'll play like a little bit.
Yeah.
And we dominate. And, like, I don't mean that to try and, like, build us up or anything like that. It's just like we play the game so much that, like, we know, like, the little things that a lot of people don't know. The fact that you can headbutt, the fact that you can kick, the exact angle to throw somebody so that they actually get launched somewhere, how to climb up on things, what things can be broken, what things can't be broken, what places not to walk on top of, like the stairs. You know, like, there's all kinds of little details that in a game like Gang Beasts that's so silly, there still are masteries that you can accomplish.
Yeah.
And so it's, we are very good at that game, even though you can't really be that good at that game.
I'm sure there are people that are better than us. I've watched videos where people are doing crazy stuff.
Those ones really good. Those ones really good at it.
Yeah, but they like train. That's like people who are good at PUBG. You know, like the streamers who are ungodly good, like Shroud or Ninja. You know, it's because they probably played like 5,000 hours with all this, or more than that probably, you know.
And I think that there's just a different approach to video games when you're someone who wants to be the best at them than if you're just playing a game to play a game, right? You're looking for the details, you're dissecting the components, you're experimenting and testing. Whereas, like, we play and we're just like, I'm gonna smash you in the face, and then you get smashed in the face, and then you get thrown off a cliff, and you're like, how dare you?
And personally, I wouldn't have it any other way. I go through spells with games where, like, I'll fixate on one game for a while, but then I'll be like, okay, time to move on to something else, you know? I couldn't imagine just being cornered into playing one game, you know? I'm sure that the streamers who are good at these games love doing just that, you know? They're perfectly fine with just playing PUBG for a year straight, you know, 2 years straight, however long, as long as it's successful, right? I couldn't imagine doing that. I would get burnt out so easily. I would just have to change the games, you know? I need variety.
And that's for me. Yeah, it's for me. Games are all about like experiences. It's all about like visiting these new worlds. You know, like when I started gaming, man, we're just going down a little memory lane here a little bit.
That's fine.
When I started gaming, it was mostly story-based games that I was really into. It's funny when I was very young, I really liked fighting games. But I liked fighting games like Tekken and Virtua Fighter and stuff. But I liked them for the story. Like I liked playing through as each character
and seeing the ending.
Their stories, getting the secret endings, unlocking new characters. That's what I loved about those games. Then after that, I got super into RPGs. Why? Super story driven. It's this experience where you're walking along it with these characters and experiencing this new world and all this magic and all this stuff. And everyone has all these different rules. And it was so much fun. And now as I'm older, you know, I have like 2 types of games that I really focus on a lot. Well, 3, I guess, which it's like, I really like casual sit back simulation style games where I can just turn off my brain and just slowly work towards a goal. So like Stardew, Factorio, these kinds of games, puzzle type games in the same vein. I really like story driven games that just have incredible stories like visual novels and stuff. And then when it comes to that stuff that you're talking about trying to be the best at it, about trying to get that skill level, for me, the only games that I play like that now are roguelites. And it's because it's a distilled version of that experience where you have to get good in order to succeed once. But I've been playing those less and less lately. It's more about the story and the experience for me now.
I need immersion these days, you know? Like I'm like, oh man, it's been a rough day. I need to just like fall into this thing, you know? Shut myself off from reality and immerse myself.
Totally.
I want to share something just because when you were talking about Tekken and stories, this is something that I probably think about this on a monthly basis, if not more often, is my favorite Tekken ending. And it is the Panda Kuma ending from Tekken 3. And just because there are a lot of you guys, I know that a lot of you guys are younger and I don't want to like patronize you guys and say like, you guys don't know these things because you're young. But, you know, just based on the fact that you're young, this game probably came out before a lot of you guys were born, surprisingly. This is one of my favorite endings from Tekken. So there's a character called Kuma who is a bear, and then there's the alternate form of Kuma who is the panda. And
they are technically canon-wise 2 different characters.
Yes. But they are the pet of, I can't remember her name, another character in the game.
So Panda is Shoyu's pet.
Thank you.
And Kuma is Paul's friend.
Right.
Not his pet, his friend.
Yes. But this is the ending, okay? And it's just so great.
Are you going to play it?
I am.
Oh, okay.
Okay. It's very low resolution because old game, just so you guys know.
Old game. Good old Panda.
Okay, good job, Panda. You won. You beat the final boss.
You got it perfect against Ogre.
Right. Good job.
I think that one's called True Ogre.
Okay. And this was cutting edge at the time, guys. These graphics, mind-blowing. Oh my god, it looks so real. She's just leaving school, hanging out with Panda.
That shadow of the bear.
Wait, what's Kuma doing? What's he up to? Nope. Just keep walking.
Poor Kuma.
And he just stands there.
It's like true anime fashion. Oh man,
it's just one of my favorite endings still to this day.
It's great. It's great. No, that's a great one.
It's pretty great.
But that's a perfect example. That game, every character had a unique ending. This is what it would be like if they won the tournament, and there was so much character that I fell in love with those characters. Right, I loved all the Tekken characters. For modern day fighting games, I feel like, and this is more like, the genre is different than when I was playing it. Used to be, there was no esports component to fighting games because esports didn't exist, but also because there was no online, right? So the only people that you were ever playing fighting games against were your friends. So really, fighting games, they had to have the story. They had to have something to draw you along. Nowadays, fighting games are all about high quality, tight gameplay, variety of characters that allow for unique strategies to the same issues, but having that like frame perfect gameplay so that high quality players can play at a high level. And it's just not the way that I played fighting games. So I don't play fighting games anymore, which is kind of a shame.
Yeah. I totally get it though. Like I get it. You want to perfect your craft and you want to get you want to be the best. You know, it's
I don't begrudge people for that.
Obviously, we're comparing esports to real sports because I think that it is. As far as level of skill goes, yeah, they are very comparable. You know, so people want to be the best athlete. You know.
Yeah.
Athletes, I don't think that a football player necessarily is too concerned with like the history of the game or the history of the team, as concerned as they are with being the best in that team.
No,
right?
and so Thatchy brings something up, and I'll say I think that the Injustice games, their storylines are fantastic. I really love them as like a unique DC universe, almost like side movie. And I'll say this. If you watch Injustice or Injustice 2 as movies, they're the best DC movies yet.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say.
High praise.
Just like whether or not you take that as I'm throwing way too much shade on the DCEU or I'm giving Injustice 1 and 2 a lot of praise.
No,
you interpret that however you want.
No, I think I think it's high praise for the game.
Yeah.
You know, like because whether or not the DC movies are good, and I'll be real, I haven't seen them all. I know that people say they're bad. I can't say for certain whether or not. I don't have a real opinion. But a game story...
Wonder Woman's good.
Yeah, Wonder Woman's great. But I mean, a fighting game story for it to even be comparable to a multi-million-dollar movie, that's high praise.
Yeah. DC movies are your favorites? Tetchy, I don't mean to throw shade. And I'll say this. I think that Justice League, they started moving in a better direction with like the Whedon adjustments, I think. I think it's a messy movie because you had two directors make the movie. And as far as, Batman vs. Superman, I think they understand that they made some mistakes with that movie and they're trying to adjust. I'm looking forward to Aquaman. I'm looking forward to Shazam. I want to see where they take this stuff. I worry that they've maybe shot themselves in the foot too much to be able to salvage a lot of it.
My problem is they gave Zack Snyder too much say in the universe. Zack Snyder, I like Zack Snyder movies. I like Watchmen just fine. 300, great, totally right. There's movies of his I don't like, but he has a very like definitive aesthetic. It's dark, it's gritty, it's dirty. And as a result, every other DC movie was, if it wasn't directly directed by Zack Snyder, it was emulating that style of Zack Snyder. I think that Wonder Woman kind of broke the mold, and the latest Justice League movie too, because Joss Whedon took over, injected some levity and some color into it, But I just feel like they limited themselves, that they created an aesthetic that people didn't like, and then they sort of doubled down on that. And I think that that's the problem that a lot of people have. It's not necessarily the story, though I think a lot of people think the stories are a little weak, but it's just hard to watch, like literally. It's dark.
Visually, that kind of dark, dreary color palette is, for me, hard to watch. I think I'll say that it is, in my opinion, it is harder to sell to an audience a superhero universe that is dark and gritty, because in dark and gritty you're supposed to take it seriously. If you use humor, if you inject humor, tongue-in-cheek stuff, which Marvel does very well, you give the audience an out. So whenever things are a little bit too over the top, whenever things are a little too contrived, which happens all the time with superheroes, when you make it jokey, when you make it have some moments of levity, you give it the space for people to take it at its current value, at its face value. That said, Marvel has made a bunch of fantastic movies, period.
Yeah.
Black Panther is a dang good movie. It is a dang good movie, start to finish. And that's one that I think I may look back on in 10 years and go like, that might be a perfect movie, because it marries kind of my love of like James Bond type globe-trottiness with silly superhero stuff in a pretty solid way, with some great performances and whatnot.
And there's some
peppered throughout.
Like, I want DC to do well because I like a lot of DC properties. Like, and there are some like spin-off series that they've done that I want to see, like, taken care of.
If I could get Animal Man and Swamp Thing, I will lose my mind. They're so good. Sorry, go ahead.
The Superman Red Sun, one of my favorite like standalones. Sure. I would love to see a Superman Red Sun adaptation. And in our current political climate, I think that it's even more relevant now, you know, to have like a USA versus Russia type of a thing. You know what I mean? Like, since the Cold War, we haven't really had this sort of like a tension between the US and Russia, you know? So now's the perfect time, you know? But DC needs to be successful in order to see something like that. So I wish DC nothing but luck. I definitely don't want to make it seem like we want them to fail. I don't want anybody to fail.
Are you kidding me? If I were getting high quality DC films, oh man, I'm throwing so much shade. If I were getting DC films to the level of how the Marvel films are doing at the same time, I would love it, because I've read both. I've read lots of DC comics. I've read lots of Marvel comics. I've read more Marvel than DC just because I grew up as an X-Men kid. But ultimately, like, Superman is a great character in terms of his like principles, values, and style. And I think, you know, while there's a lot to dislike about Superman being kind of overpowered and all that kind of stuff, at the same time, there are ways to make Superman movies that are incredible. They did it before. And to try and be like, we're going to make Superman this like dark, gritty, whatever. It's like, no. Red Letter Media had a great example of this from Batman vs. Superman, which you have seen Batman vs. Superman, right, Rick?
Yes.
Okay, so there's a scene in Batman vs. Superman where Superman shows up and he confronts Lex Luthor. And when he's confronting Lex, it's, you know, right after Lex has kidnapped Lois Lane or somebody. It's like all this stuff, you know, standard superhero stuff. And Superman shows up and he's all like, where is she? I'm going to rip you apart. Or like, you're lucky I haven't ripped you apart already. I've done you a kindness. That's not a Superman thing. Superman's supposed to show up and go like, oh, hey, Lex, you're out late, you know, like say like some kind of silly, you know, upstanding whatever kind of thing that just like points out like how goody two shoes he is. That's Superman.
It's like
that's what he's supposed to do.
Superman in the 80s with Christopher Reeves and Gene Hackman, you know, and Margot Kiddo. It was so fun because it was light, you know. And in the 90s there were iterations like there's your dark Batman and your dark Superman and all this stuff. But like at his core, Superman has always been like he's truth, justice, and the American way, right? Yeah. He's like upstanding, you know? He's a shining beacon of hope.
Yeah, you're supposed to be almost annoyed by how goody two-shoes he is. And that's why Batman works, because the two of them juxtaposed against one another represent those two different sides of things. Metropolis is a shining glowing hill, right? And Gotham is a dark, dirty, disgusting place. And they're twin cities. They're across the river from one another. And you're supposed to have that juxtaposition of, here's Superman going across Metropolis, making sure that everybody's taken care of. You've got your dog and your picket fence. And then you have Batman who's like, I'm beating the crap out of criminals.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, like Alice Gold says, superheroes are meant to be light and fun. I don't think that that's exclusive to all superheroes. I think that obviously like movies like Logan, that's completely fitting. It'd be weird to have like a comedy version of Logan, or like
Punisher,
a lot of X-Men stuff.
Punisher can only be done in a very dark and angry fashion. But you can't have a lighthearted Punisher.
Right. But you don't need to make every single superhero like fit. I think it was like Batman was dark and gritty, right? Like with the Dark Knight and the Dark Knight Returns and stuff.
That works.
It should,
it's
right?
Appropriate
but they
Batman.
were like, oh, that's what people want to see in a superheroes. They want to see dark and gritty, so they made all their superheroes dark and gritty. And now they're realizing, okay, people want to have fun. So Joss Whedon came in and he sort of changed stuff around, made it a little bit more lighthearted, changed the color tone of it. So they're going that way still, but it still seemed like you were watching two different movies. So we'll see what happens in the next movie. Whether it seems to me right now that DC would be better off just saying like, you know what, I'm going to use my one F-bomb. We fucked up. Let's just go ahead and clean the slate. Let's start again. Let's reboot it. And you know what? That worked so well with Marvel. They rebooted so many times, you know, like the Hulk. And even though it's not technically Marvel, it's Fox, sure, but Spider-Man, you know, it is now Marvel. But
It's
like
not Marvel, yeah.
the Hulk was rebooted like 3 times, and in short succession, people were like, really, another Hulk? Same thing with Spider-Man.
But they
really, another
nailed it on the
Spider-Man?
third try.
But they
the current
finally
Hulk
did it.
Is solid.
Right, exactly. They finally and people were like, okay, I get it. Yeah, I would have much rather have just seen them start over than try to force it, make it right, you know. So DC can still do that. We'll see.
Yeah.
Right now
And I
it's
think they
3:59
will.
though.
Yeah, we need to get
it's
going.
time to wrap it up. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. This has just been like a new Sunday thing with Team Fusion, which I said. This has been like a pilot kind of thing. What we want to do is hang out with you guys every Sunday. We want to try to create a unique talk show where we can have recurring segments. We'll make it a thing, all right? We want to give it a title, something consistent you can come and watch every Sunday, something that we can develop with you guys. But right now it's going to be a little bit more freeform until we figure out what that thing is and what it's going to look like. And we want your guys' participation. We appreciate so much you guys giving us some great ideas. Zeppy, that great idea of watching videos and reacting with chat. That's an amazing idea. Who gave us the idea about movie talk? That's another great idea. The fanfic idea, amazing. I jotted all these things down. I want to give you guys a couple minutes, though. We started a little bit late, so we'll just go a couple minutes late. We have to do a Q&A. I don't want to stay too late. But Ben, what you said, a new subcast, something like that. Obviously, it's going to be me and Price regularly because that's our Sunday thing. We want to have guests with us. We want to invite some of our friends, you know, invite Wonderbot to join us, invite, you know, anybody, Kakajo, Anna, all our friends, you know, just have an open door policy, you know, so we can just make it fun and get everybody's opinions and get everybody's input. Thank you so much to Jay Gilliam87, 100 bits.
Gilliam87.
Can't wait to see more. Most must-see talk show in some history. Yes, thank you. But I want to give you guys a chance just to give your input. If you guys got anything in these last couple minutes that you guys want to suggest, hit us. If you guys want to tweet at us, you guys, our Twitter's been going this entire time. I'm stumped_Rick. Price is stumped_Price on Twitter. Thank you to Ambervale, 100 bits. I think this trial run was a success. The stream was a lot of fun, and I hope it continues. Thank you. And it will.
Thank you, Amber.
It will. So let us know. We want to make this, guys, with you. It's a collaborative. Stumped has always been collaborative, and we can't do it without you guys. Thank you to everybody who dropped bits and everybody who subbed. We got 1 new sub, 6 resubs today. You guys we are blessed. Hashtag
Cool
blessed to have you guys.
Cool with that. Thank you so much.
Thank you to everybody who dropped bits as well. Thank you to our amazing mods. We talk a lot about positivity, and they are the most positive. The most positive thing in my life.
Positively wonderful.
As far as the internet goes.
Right.
I can't say that if Mel... I think she's gone. I can't say that.
She might
my puppies aren't here either. Okay, good. I'm good.
She's watching the stream, Rick.
Hatch18, 200 bits. Hope to see this style more often. Better Cheddar, thanks for the fun stream. I always look forward to your streams. Thank you guys. So drop your mod love. Drop your bike shorts for Better Cheddar and Hatch, you guys, and everybody else who dropped bits. And before we wrap things up, let's bump on over to our Twitch channel and just see if anybody is streaming. Right now we've got Jeremiah streaming Dark Sensation and Wonderbot streaming creative. What is Wonderbot doing?
Creative. He's doing some illustrating.
You know what? I feel like that would be fun. We did sort of a new thing, and Wonderbot's making some stuff, and Wonderbot's awesome at making this kind of stuff. Not only will you guys get a little insight on how to do this, but you'll be able to chat with Wonderbot. So let's set up this raid for our good friend Wonderbot. All right, guys? I'm going to get it going right now. Boom!
Got it? All right.
I think so. Wait, no, never mind, because I always do this. I'm not on our page. I switch over to his, and then I try to add
Here, I'll do it. I'll do
the
it.
raid in his chat. Thank you.
I got it.
There we go. We're raiding Wonderbot, guys. Go send some love and positivity towards Wonderbot. We love you guys so much, and thank you guys so much. Until next time, I've been Rick, joined by Price. We'll see you guys next time. Bye!
Bye!